Good evening, my fellow Americans. My fellow Americans. How are y'all today? I see all y'all rolling in. What's going on? Hopefully everyone is having a good Thursday. This hat feels too tight. Maybe I got too much hair. Maybe I got too much hair. I'm taking it as I got too much hair. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. We are starting up the live just for fun, just because it's a Thursday. Supposed to be my last day streaming of the week. Supposed to be. This is supposed to be my Friday. We'll see how the weekend takes us. We'll see how the weekend takes us. Right? Let's get after it. Iran war. You know, for a war that Donald Trump said is pretty much very complete, we sure are spending a lot of money, aren't we? Hi, Anne. You know, for a war that's very complete, we sure are spending a lot of money on it. That's all I'm saying. 200 billion more for the Pentagon. 200 billion more for the Pentagon. That's 200 billion more of your tax dollars. Where's my fiscal conservatives that voted for Donald Trump? Where are they at? Do we have any fiscal conservatives that voted for Trump in the House? I'd love to see where all these fiscal conservatives are. Donald Trump, the same ones that were like, Doge is going to cut all this money. Doge is going to cut all this money. I'm telling you, you got to be a special kind of stupid at this point. You got to be a special kind of stupid at this point to think Republicans are better for the economy. You got to be a special kind of stupid. I'm hearing the R word get tossed around. Not the R word that, you know, not the R word that MAGA yells at me every night. Different R word. All right. Recession. I believe the word recession comes from the French, meaning you fucked up. I'm pretty sure that's where that comes from. But I heard we may be going into, did I hear maybe a recession? Well, we're at least already in this fun little thing called stagflation, which is really, really fun. I'm sure that's going to be, you know, just continue to be better with, you know, surging oil prices and oil staying over above $100 a barrel. I'm sure that's going to be great. I'm sure we're doing. I have a question for MAGA actually today. I have a really good question for MAGA. What level of what price for gas is going to be your acceptable amount to waste all of our tax dollars on? Just out of curiosity, $5 a gallon, $6 a gallon, $7 a gallon? Just out of curiosity. I'm just wondering exactly how high these gas prices actually have to hit before you realized, before you realize that like you fucked up. Obviously, we're not there yet, but just in case, I'm sure that you're more than happy, to spend an extra dollar or two on gas for your fearless leader. I'm sure you don't mind. I bet you when you put like gas in your car, like you go in, you put gas in your car, you probably like fill up, and as it starts to rise and rise and rise, you're probably like, wow, I'm so happy I'm doing this for my supreme leader, Trump. I bet you guys do that every single time. You just put the gas pump in, you're like, man, I'm so happy that Trump has made billions of dollars as president. It just really makes my day, to be able to donate to this, Oh, yes, but JD Vance still blames Joe Biden. I'm pretty sure, and God forbid this ever happens, right? I'm pretty sure if JD Vance was to get elected as the next president, he would still be blaming Joe Biden for things that are happening in 2030. Joe Biden, every bad thing I think apparently that happens to the United States for the rest of time is apparently just going to be Joe Biden's fault. All right. But JD already knows he fucked up. That's why when he was asked about what he felt about the war, how he advised, he was like, whoa. You're asking me all these hard questions, okay? I can't answer these questions about the war, all right? I can't answer all these questions about the war. I can't answer all these questions about crazy things like oil, you cooking? What oil? I will say, probably my favorite thing that I read today, though. Favorite's I guess a most ironic thing that I heard today. Right? The most ironic thing that I heard today. Rosie, thank you for actually catching that was a Dave Chappelle skit. Thank you for actually catching that so I didn't sound like a crazy person. Is that today they announced that they're going to be releasing sanctions on Iranian oil. Just out of curiosity, for, all you MAGAs out there, okay, who've been yelling at me since this whole thing started, right? You've been yelling at me since this whole thing started. All right. You've been yelling at me since this whole thing started that the reason why we had to attack Iran is because they've been funding their proxies to attack Americans, and we had to stop them from doing that. And now Donald Trump is releasing sanctions on Iranian oil so that Iran can fund their proxies? Am I missing something here? Am I missing something here? All right. I thought the whole point was to stop them from funding their proxies so they could stop killing Americans. But now, since the world's oil is constricted and the price of oil is going up, Russia and Iran are just making money hand over foot. Russia is using the money to fund their war against Ukraine. Iran is still going to be using the money to fund their proxies. I'm assuming some of that money that Russia's making is probably actually going straight to help Iran. Right? So now we're releasing sanctions so that Russia can fight against us, fight against our weapons in Ukraine, and then help Iran fight against us and our allies in the Gulf. This is a foolproof plan. We're doing so much winning. We're doing so much winning. Is this what winning looks like? I'm sorry. Maybe we just have a different definition of winning. Okay? I thought normally, like when you go to war against a country, right? The whole idea is to not make sure that they make more money. Like, maybe that's just me, okay? Maybe I'm a little rusty on my war tactics and war history, okay? Normally, don't we try to starve countries out, not ensure that they can make more money? I don't know. It's very strange to me. All right. Let's make sure the price of oil rises so that Iran and Russia make more money so that they can use that money to fight against us. You know, if I didn't know any better, I would think they didn't plan any of this out. If I didn't, you know what? If I didn't know, how much Trump loves to plan and how much he understands those, I would think that he didn't plan any of this shit out and that nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. But if there's one thing I know about Trump, okay? There's one thing I know about Trump. I'm sure he thought about this for a long time, consulted experts, and just, and is doing a completely planned out attack, right? He went on television, on actual television, okay, and said, we did not expect them to start bombing the Gulf nations. The president of the United States said he didn't expect them to start bombing the Gulf nations. The Secretary of Defense said the only thing stopping ships from going through the Strait of Hormuz is just the shooting. Just the shooting. Don't worry about it. Just ignore the shooting part, right? Yeah, I'm sure, as like a boat captain, right? I want to drive. What do you think the max speed of like a crude oil tanker is in the Strait of Hormuz? Just out of curiosity, what's the max speed? Where's my Navy guys at? Tatted? Illusion said it's 16 knots. Okay? That's faster than I thought it would go, to be completely honest with you. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and believe Illusion and say it's 16 knots. Okay? Plus or minus a few knots, right? 16 knots. Okay? Driving literally a giant tanker full of some of the most flammable liquid that exists. The whole point of the liquid you're carrying is that it's flammable and combustible. That's literally the entire point. That's why you're carrying it, right? You're carrying it for one reason and one reason only, and that's because it's flammable and combustible. That's why. And you're going to drive that 16 knots through an active war zone where you're the target. Well, guys, I don't know why they wouldn't want to do that. I don't know why they wouldn't want to do that. You know what? That sounds like a great time to me. I'm sure all of those boat captains and crews and and the owners of those boats and the insurance agencies that insure those boats, right? I'm sure they're all just jumping at the opportunity to get in on this, right? I'm sure they're all just jumping at this opportunity. They're probably like, ooh, me first. Okay? Me first. But it's just all the shootings, guys. It's just if it wasn't for the shooting stuff, right? Now we're gonna beg European countries to bring their frigates or whatever they have over to help, because we apparently didn't plan for the Strait of Hormuz closing. The one thing that Iran has done or threatened to do every time they're threatened since the invent of freaking ship transport? Iran isn't known for much. Maybe we could read a history book, maybe one on the Iran-Iraq War, where specifically they did, exactly this. Not exactly this. Reading is for betas. Yeah. I do like this comment though. Speed 3 Hormuz Strait. Is this gonna be Fast and Furious 8, 9, 10, whatever they're on? 11? I don't even know how many Fast and Furious there are. Fast and Furious. Get through the Hormuz Strait. You never turn your back on family. Never turn your back on family. Okay? Especially if you live in Florida. All right? Especially if you live in Florida, where apparently marrying your cousin is still legal. I made a video about that today. If you haven't watched it, go do that at some point. All right, we're gonna open up the phone lines now, get this thing started. Oh man, it's just the level of incompetence. You know what I'm saying? It's just the sheer level of incompetence. Fast and Furious 47, Strait of Fury. All right, y'all. As you guys are coming in, please double tap that screen. Let's get up to that first 50,000 likes over there on the clock. Over on the red one, can you guys come in and hit that like button? Say something in the chat. Get the chat excited. Get the chat moving. Of course, all the support is greatly appreciated, and I'm very thankful for it. If you guys have the ability to donate or be a part of the team, I really appreciate that. I do have the live gift going to hand hearts because I think that's one of 3 gift gallery things I need to clear tonight. And it's like, I think it's like one person and like 6 of them. I'm not gonna lie. It's not an easy one. We have like the 3 hardest ones left, but I want to try. I want to try. All right. So had to throw it up there. Tatted, I saw that comment about the Icy Stars New Demons, and I just want to let you know I have a signed album of that. It'll be going up on my wall in the back very soon. It'll be going up. I have a signed version of it, so it'll be going up. I actually just got the record frame in today. I'm super excited. FFT, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It said Dow Jones at 46,021 and 43 cents. Oh shoot, someone called. Did Pam Bonnie faint today? I'm sure she's just someplace crying. I'm sure of it. Hello, how are you? All right, goodbye. I'm pretty sure she's just someplace just weeping. Weeping, weeping, weeping. I'm sure. She's probably thanking Donald Trump. All right. The Dow. I can, by the way, I can watch that song like, I can listen to that song for like quite a while. I don't know where to put this. It's blocking all my stuff. We're going to put it there. Thank you so much, FFT. I appreciate that. Shush, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. Also, Rampage, thank you so much for the $5. Said winning will happen when the blue wave comes crashing down in November. I was actually just talking about this on Matt's live last night, where Kalshi actually has at the betting market at a 50-50 shot. Okay. Kalshi currently has at a 50-50 shot that Democrats take the Senate. That's wild. That's wild. So, not saying it's going to happen. It's not polling. It's not any of that stuff. But it's not nothing. It's not nothing. It's not nothing. Scott, thank you so much for the $5. Said, hey, so Baron is too tall to enlist? Easy answer, Hank Hill's dad. A Baron is not too long for, not too tall to enlist, okay? He is, however, too much of a bitch. Okay? He has a mean case of the bone spurs. Okay? It's hereditary, right? I don't know if you know this about bone spurs. Like if you're not, like a doctor, like professional in bone spurs like this, right? If you're not professional like me, I'll explain it to you. So bone spurs show up when you're a giant bitch. That's when they start to pop up. It's proven. Hello, how are you?
Hello. I think I called 3 days ago.
Cool, man. How old are you?
I am 28.
You sure about that?
Yes, I'm 28.
Awesome.
I talked to you 3 days ago about the Iran situation.
Okay. So what about it?
So my thoughts on it changed a little bit. I'm still a Trump supporter. It's just that I think my take on the Iran situation, I kind of got to take it a little bit back a little, because I do think that we are doing this a little bit unjustly. You had a lot of points, and I just looked up all the stuff that you said, and I'm the type of person that when you're wrong, you need to say that you're wrong. And so, hey, here's me just giving you due.
Well, I appreciate that, sir. I really do. I'm glad when people look up the things that I say. I really do truly appreciate that. I think everyone should do that, right? But my second question to you now, and this is honestly an even better question, right? If you looked up the things I said about the Iran war, you found out that they were true, you're backtracking that it's just, then why do you still support Trump?
Well, I still got some things that I got to look at, and there's still some things that I do support them on. But now I'm just looking into some stuff.
Okay, so you didn't look into any of the stuff before, and now you're starting. Well, you know what, sir? It is, we're in March, right? It's March, okay? Midterms are in November, okay? So I'm going to give you a break on this one, okay? I'm going to give you a break on this one, all right? You were able to change your mind on one thing, right? Maybe you can change your mind on other stuff, okay? So I want you to keep doing all of your research, stay in, hang out, listen to things I say, look them up later. And then maybe by the time we get to November, we'll convert you over to the side that, you know, likes like the Constitution and democracy. Sound good?
Sound good. I will call you if I have any more questions, and we can have another back and forth discussion.
Sounds good, man. All right. You have a good one. Sound good?
You too.
All right.
Yeah.
We're moving in a direction, okay? It's moving in a direction. I got him looking up stuff now. All right. I got him looking up stuff now. W's Polly. All right. If I could just get more people to just look stuff up, I think we'd be in a much better spot. I think if we just got more people to look stuff up, we'd be in a much better spot. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 31.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, but I mean, I'm kind of regretting my vote a little bit, but both sides are kind of both at fault with how this country's got to.
How is Donald Trump, how are the Democrats both at fault at all when Donald Trump and the Republicans own every single branch of the government?
If you look at how the left is driving the fucking country into this progressive bullshit that is fucking up everything.
What is the progressive bullshit?
I live in the state of California, and I see how expensive stuff is, and I see how, like, the price of trying to buy a home and gas and all this other shit, because we got this fucking idiot named Gavin Newsom running this country. And the fact that you guys think this guy's going to be able to win the presidency is beyond me. This guy's a moron. He can't even run this state and keep it together.
Sir, Donald Trump speaks at a no, listen, you listen.
I don't give a shit what, listen.
Hey, calm down. It's okay, buddy. We're just starting. You can take a breath. Okay?
Oh, I've been taking a breath.
It doesn't sound like it, okay? Sir, what I'm saying is, sir, I'm going to speak now, so it's your turn to be quiet, okay? I was trying to say that Donald Trump speaks at a third grade level, okay? So we've already figured out that being a moron is not a disqualifying factor for being president, okay? So not an issue,
okay,
all right? So I don't know what you're talking about with that, but no, I do not believe that Gavin Newsom is a moron.
No, he is a fucking idiot.
Well, sir, you didn't ask for your own opinion. You asked for, sir, you didn't ask for your own opinion. You asked for mine.
Oh, I mean, shit.
You said, so don't you, so you think that he's an idiot?
Agree with anything on them.
You said, so you think he's an idiot, and I'm in the middle of answering you, sir, and you're over here just losing your mind. Sir, sir. Do you need to like take your meds or like maybe grab a drink or something like that? Because you're really spun up, and I'm like just starting the live, and I don't have like I'm not a big fan of the way you're speaking right now.
Oh, that's expected out of you guys. I mean, you guys go take the pussy route. I mean, there's no nutsack coming out of y'all.
Gotcha.
I mean, even that,
so this guy thinks that having a conversation where two adults talk back and forth with each other about topics is the pussy way out. Instead, he would prefer that two people act like children and scream over each other. Okay. That apparently is the way that he thinks that men act. All right. This is what adulthood and fucking maturity sounds like to this guy, right? Is just a complete lack of self-control or emotional regulation, right? Just a complete lack of any of that. And if you don't just scream into the microphone, all right, then that's the the weak way out. That's what you're saying, huh?
Of the Chinese people, Republic of China.
He never stopped screaming that whole time I was talking, by the way.
No, it's just the point in the fact that you guys are idiots, and you guys really think you guys are going to have a blue wave? You guys didn't even show up for Kamala, and she's an idiot. She's a straight-up idiot.
Sir, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Oh, I 100% did. But
okay, let me ask you a question. No, let me ask you a question. Nope. Shh. Like I'm going to mute you again if you don't start acting like a child.
Oh, boy, you muted me.
Okay. Can you answer a question for me?
Yeah, go ahead.
How many airplanes were in the U.S. arsenal during the Revolutionary War?
During the Revolutionary War? No, because there was nothing in the Revolutionary War. There was no fucking airplanes, you dipshit.
Oh, well, Donald Trump said that we were bombing airports in the Revolutionary War.
Well, obviously, you can grab a fucking headline from anywhere.
No, that's not a headline, sir. I was watching the speech, and he came out on television and said that we were bombing airports.
Trump says a lot of wild-ass shit.
Okay, I'm just. Let me ask you about. Let me ask you this one. Do magnets work underwater? Sir, do magnets work underwater?
No.
Oh, Donald Trump says. Well, you said no. Did you say no?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't fucking really know. I mean, I don't really give a shit. Why does this have anything to do with
Sorry, I just assumed he was going to say yes. And so like I was responding to him saying yes already. I was responding to him saying yes. So got it. So the reason why you don't realize how much of a moron Donald Trump is because you are one.
The real fucking problem is with our country. Right. And it's that both sides can't meet in the middle somewhere.
Sir, why would I meet in between what you want and what I want? I want democracy, the rule of law, and not to have a fucking rapist in the White House. Why should I meet in the middle with you when you're the one who wants to have the opposite of that?
Get into this fucking crap with y'all, because that's the first thing you guys...
Sir, I'm trying to ask you a serious question. Where's the middle in between that? Right? Because I don't want that, right? I don't want a felon, right? I don't want somebody who defrauds children's cancer charities, someone who's been found, who's been adjudicated of sexual assault, who's in the Epstein files literally hundreds of thousands of times. I don't want that, right? And I don't really know where there's a middle point in between not wanting that and wanting that. Oh, he hung up. All right. Anyways, y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And thank you guys all so much for the hand hearts. I've seen so many of those pop off. I know I saw Tara, I saw Mishi, I saw so many people. Taylorin, I probably said that wrong. Erica, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I don't know which, and it is. I'm trying to clear this off my gift gallery. All right. Somebody has sent 4 of them, and I need 6 from one person to clear it. I don't know who sent 4 of them, but if somebody wants to send the other 2, I'd really appreciate that. That would be very sweet. And thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for all of it. Oh, I just saw Savannah and Cat Mom. Thank you for them too. Also, I really appreciate that. Betty, thank you so much for the $2. Said MAGA obsessed with other guys' junk. Yeah, and only guys' junk. Do you ever notice that? Do you notice how MAGA only ever talks about male genitalia? Only. For somebody that's so worried about like how straight they are, it is quite strange that they're only concerned with male genitalia. That's all they talk about. Whether it's like no matter whose it is, it's just always like, anyways, it's just very, very strange. Thank you so much, Betty. And I Love Potatoes says, it's so funny with those 2 callers. One can admit they're wrong and looking for the truth. The other is a complete and utter jackass. Yeah, just screaming for no reason. I was trying to have a conversation with him. Oh, it was Mishi. Mishi, thank you so much for lighting up the hand hearts. It was Mishi that had the 4. Mishi, thank you so much for the 2 more hand hearts for lighting up that gift gallery. Or lighting up that the hand hearts in the gift gallery. I really, really appreciate that. I really, really do. Thank you so much. We only have 2 more gifts. If you guys would like to help support, I really appreciate it. But thank you for everyone that helped clear out that gift goal. That was very, very sweet of you. Thank you so much. FFT, thanks so much. The $2 said caller tipsy on Trump Kool-Aid and alt facts. He was just screaming, bro. Just stop screaming. Like, bro, I don't have time for all this. Stop screaming. Why are you hollering? Hello, how are you?
Whole lot of Trump, nigger.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm here. Oh, nope, the echo's gone. Cool. How old are you?
I am 43.
You're kind of going electronic on me over there.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I'm 43 from
Awesome.
Wisconsin.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do. I stumbled across you and I figured I'd call. I see you. Your kind of headline here is Trump begs for support and no one or for help and no one answers. But I really think that that's not true. I think that's not accurate at all.
Well, that was from a couple days ago. I forgot that was even listed up there. But why was it not true?
Oh, well, I mean, for me, it's relatable in a sense of I can relate to it because there was a time in 2023 when I had the opportunity to do this business venture. And what I did was I reached out just like they're doing. And I, through GoFundMe, I got this collection. I got the funds that I needed. And in that business venture, what I did was I collected a bunch of 5-gallon buckets. I took these 5-gallon buckets and I put them into a collection, a collaborative, if you will. And I started planting potatoes in them. And I will be damned, the potatoes grew. So, I mean, that's why I see, he definitely has support.
So I think you misunderstood what he begs for support and no one showed up means.
No, I mean, the potatoes were growing. So obviously there was support.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't expect that you would. I mean, I guess the divide between the left and the right, that's where the problem is, first off. The left and the right, everyone's got to be divided. You have to pick one side. But the truth is, left side, right side, the potatoes grew in buckets nonetheless, with soil, with gravel, pea gravel on the bottom, and potatoes growing out the top is phenomenal. And that's exactly what's happening in Iran right now. And the support is there.
There's potatoes growing in Iran?
Yes, with pea gravel in the bottom. That's important. That's probably why you didn't get it. The pea gravel's in the bottom. There's holes drilled through so water can trickle through. And not just, you can't sustain a potato in water. Exactly the same thing. And so that just proves that the support is officially there. It's no different than when Biden did it with Ukraine.
Are you okay?
I am more than okay. I'm wonderful. But I guess I don't see how you don't see that. Is it because is there a refusal to see the right side? The potatoes that were growing out of this bucket, they were abundant too, and they made the best potato pancakes.
All right. Well, I can see that this conversation is going absolutely nowhere.
This conversation's going good because pregnant delivery drivers don't deliver potatoes unless they're pregnant.
Correct. All right. Anyways, speaking of potatoes, I love potatoes. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. He says, why is he talking about potatoes? I feel some type of way. Protect me. You should be scared. I think he was talking about you. Hello, how are you? Oh, it's not a big deal. It's just people thinking that they're funny and they're not. Everybody should have been a stand-up comedian. And then they failed at it and they think they'll be one on TikTok or YouTube. They're not. They're not too bright. All right, we're going to try to keep this thing going. If you still support Trump, you can call it on the number above my head or below me or wherever it's at on the thing. We have 2 more gifts left in the gift gallery to try to clear that out. I really appreciate that. We also have super chats, super stickers, all that fun stuff. So if you guys like support, I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I was gonna, let's see, who we got over here? What was I getting ready to do? By the way, the 2 left in the gift gallery are like the hardest ones. So I apologize. I didn't pick my gift gallery. All right. They are like the 2 hardest ones. So,
last night we spoke with
I was gonna bring this
Democratic Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut about the war with Iran. Tonight we get a Republican perspective. Our congressional correspondent Lisa Desjardins picks it up from here.
As the war with Iran nears the end of its 3rd week, the Pentagon is considering asking Congress to approve $200 billion to fund the ongoing military operation. To discuss this and more, I'm joined by Republican Senator Rick Scott of Florida, who serves on the Armed Services Committee. Senator, thank you for joining.
Can I just be clear? Have you guys seen Rick Scott lately? He is not doing well. Okay? He is not doing well. Hold on, I might have a call, and then I'll bring this up. He's not doing well, okay? He looks crazy. He looks crazy. So I throw that out there. I had a call. It's not connecting, though, for some reason. It's not connecting, though. He looks like a crazy person. Did you guys watch this interview yet? He pretty much starts talking about, does he look like he grows potatoes? He looks kind of like those little things that come out of potatoes when they've been when they've been growing too long. You know what I'm saying? Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How old are you?
I am 75.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No, I don't. Maybe I do in a manner of speaking. Perhaps you recognize my voice. This is Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and I just wanted to speak for a second about my personal Lord and Savior, who I choose to call Donald Trump. And I know that you have been very, very harshly critical of him, and I am too. I really didn't like this war in Iran, and I told him, I said, Donald, please, I'm begging you, please stop the war in Iran. And I think I told him that in very no uncertain terms. I'm certainly open to any advice or suggestions that you might want to give. I do think that the only way that we are going to prevent fascism is to vote lockstep with all fascist initiatives and to accept as much APAC money as we can. We can only prevent fascism by implementing it.
You know, funny enough, your Chuck Schumer's not bad, okay? But if I had any advice for Chuck Schumer, if you were the real one, it'd be to fucking quit. Yeah, it'd be to leave Congress as fast as humanly possible, and nobody wants you here. Thanks. I don't know. Yeah, apparently it's freaking It's not at the Apollo. We got all the comedians. His Schumer would have been better if he had better reception. His Schumer would have been better if he had better reception, because it was kind of breaking up, but I could hear it. It was there, right? I could hear it was there. Jill, thank you so much for the gift to the gift gallery. We only got one more left. We only got one more left. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Jill. Huge W's in the chat for Jill. Huge W's in the chat for Jill. Hello, how are you? All right. You apparently don't mean to be there. Right. Hello? Hello? Hi, how are you? Do I think supporting Trump is good or bad? Bad. Did I say I did? Donald Trump, you could have just stopped at America. Donald Trump is destroying America. And yes, I guess the hegemony would actually fall by the wayside along with the destruction of the country, right? But that's just a normal side effect of when you destroy a country. No, but he is destroying America to destroy American hegemony. That's how he's doing it, right? I didn't say I did, but I do support my country. I just told you. All right, then be quiet and listen. Okay? Donald Trump is destroying America. If America goes away, then so does the hegemony. Okay? But I love my country. Okay? And therefore, I don't want Donald Trump to destroy my country. Understood? I didn't say that anything was great about it. I can love my country without anything being great about it. Do your parents love you? What's so great about you? That's nothing to be proud of. Yeah. See, and that's a perfect example. Your parents can love you, even though there's nothing particularly special about you. So, I didn't say it was. Hello, how are you? Because it's mine. Yeah. I didn't say it was. You're having this real bad habit of like putting words in my mouth, aren't you? No, you have a bad habit of inferring what I'm saying. No, I said I love my country. You said what makes it so great. I never said anything made it great. I said I loved my country, right? And then you said, sorry, I'm trying to repeat your words back to you since you're having a rough time. Okay? Then you said, why do you love it? And I said, it's because it's my country. And then you again said, why is it so great? When again, I didn't say that. So you're just inferring things that I'm saying. You can love something, and it's not that great. You can own something and it not be that great. Neither of those things mean that great, sir. Okay? But, and since you're not actually here to actually have a political conversation about American politics, and you're here to just try to make semantic argument, and you're trying to make semantic arguments over language that you apparently don't understand, you would think for a country that whose primary language is also English and had it before the United States did, you would be better at it, but you're not very good at it. Okay? But you're not very good at it. So, unfortunately. Oh, apparently they couldn't even hear the caller over there. I promise you guys missed nothing on YouTube from hearing that guy. But I had to fix it. I had that fixed last night. I don't know what happened. I had it fixed last night. Where you guys could hear him. Oh, well. We'll have to fix that again because apparently I screwed it up someplace. So you missed nothing. I promise you, you missed nothing. You should be, everybody on YouTube, you should be thankful that I spared you from that, to be completely honest with you. You should be thankful I spared you from it. It was not good. It was not good. I'll give you the breakdown. He was British and not very good at English or words or understanding things. That's pretty much it. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. How old are you?
22.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. There's a horrible echo and I don't know why. Can you try to get rid of it? Oh,
That's
there it
not
goes.
my problem.
No, it's gone. Nope, it's not.
Okay.
Turn off whatever's in the background or I'll just hang up.
There's nothing in the background.
All right. Well, if I hear echo again, I'm hanging up. So anyways, do you still support Trump?
Yeah,
Why is that?
because I think he's the best.
How is he the best?
Bill Clinton sucked his dick.
Is that what you wish for yourself, sir?
Yeah, because Trump's the best.
Strange people. Well, again, MAGA always gets to male genitalia. That guy just got to it in a little stranger way, but it's not really surprising. They all will talk about male genitalia. Actually, if you talk to any Trump supporters long enough, they will talk about male genitalia. It is a very strange phenomenon. It's funny how we were like just talking about it too, isn't it? I have the meteor shower left. That's it. I'm trying to find it to put it up as a goal over here and I can't do it. For some reason, it won't let me. Hello, how are you? Hello? It doesn't look like they're connecting. Hello. I'll see if anybody comes in. Hello, how are you? Okay. Hello, how are you? Hello. We are doing great, guys. We're doing so awesome. Woo! This is awesome. This is so weird. This is so weird. Hello, how are you? What do you mean, what did you miss? Oh, nothing.
Oh, wasn't so awesome.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, of course.
Awesome. Why is that?
Why am I getting echo? Is anybody else hearing that?
Oh, you're getting an echo now?
From Polly, I think. Oh, no, he's muted. It's from you.
No, it's just you. You're the only one that can hear an echo.
Okay. Everyone just typed in echo, but I guess that's just me. Is that how you guys see polls?
Oh, he's echoing on your guys' too? Okay, then I'll just drop him. That was simple. Yeah, I thought we had fixed the echo last night. I don't know what happened. So I tell people to just call in on the phone number, but nobody wants to listen. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. How old are you?
I'm 36.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I absolutely support Trump.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, I think what he's doing with this war in Iran is very necessary.
Why is that?
Keep our children safe and to establish our dominance in that region so that we can continue to be the world superpower.
When did we stop being the world superpower? And how was Iran threatening that?
It's that threat right now. if we lose control of that region and those oil resources, they go to China. Unless you want to live in a world where the Chinese dominate the world instead of the United
The Chinese are still getting all of the oil they need. Actually, the Trump administration just released sanctions on. Sir, I'm in the middle of my sentence. Sir, I'm in the middle of my sentence. Sir, I'm in the middle of my sentence.
Well, I'm in the middle of sucking my dog's dick right now, so how about I go do that instead, you fucking nigger?
I don't care what you do with your dog. I just feel bad for the dog. Oh, he ran away. These are the big winners that we got today. We're there. These are the last MAGA left, y'all. These are literally the last MAGA left. That's all they have left. That is all they have left. Not a singular one of them that can have an actual conversation about anything. Not a singular one of them that can actually have a conversation about anything. Remember like a year ago, we used to have this whole thing like lit up. People would be talking the whole time. And now they're just all gone. Like none of them exist anymore. None of them exist anymore. It's so strange. Anyways, y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to try to keep this live going, but seems like we're having a little bit of a rough time today, and that's okay. That's okay. It's just slow. It's just slow. That's all right. It happens that way sometimes. It happens that way sometimes. Yeah, I don't understand. I didn't understand that at all. I didn't understand that at all. And that was quite strange. Wish I could figure out what was going on with my audio. I had the audio figured out. Then all of a sudden it disappeared. Then all of a sudden it disappeared. So I have it running to here. Oh. Actually, I wonder if I do this. Hold on. If you guys still support Trump, call on the number of my, above my head and we can have a conversation. I'm trying to fix something real quick. But we can try to have a conversation. Oh, there's two of you calling in now. Hello?
Yo, what's up?
Hi, how old are you?
31.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Why is that?
I support Trump, but before I tell you that, I just want to let you know, Polly. So you were just bringing up a point where you want to know why your live is going slower than usual. Well, I actually listen to you every night, and I just think that...
I'm not interested in your opinion. Why do you support Trump?
No, I think what draws people to you, if we would...
All right. Anyways, let's see if we can... I'm trying to figure out how I can push that input. I think it's out... I think it'd be out B3. All right. Sorry, I may have just fixed it. I'm not sure. We'll see if that fixed it or not. Oh my goodness. All right. YouTube, are you hearing an echo by any chance? You say I'm in a tunnel now? I'm trying to fix the audio over here. Oh yeah, the audio started messing up. Dang, that sucks. Yeah, it's good over there. I'm trying to get it to where they can hear the YouTube the YouTube guests over here, but I can't. Or the YouTubers can hear the TikTok guests. I'm having a hard time. Yeah, TikTok sounds fine. It's because I'm not messing with your audio. Just a little bit louder, that's all it was? It just got a little bit louder. Because louder, I can fix it. So you guys don't hear anything bad right here. All right, I'm going to try something. TikTok, I know you guys are fine. I'm not messing with you guys. Hello?
Hey.
YouTube, can you hear this?
I can hear you loud and clear.
I'm not talking to you. One sec. Oh, because it's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually this one. Now can you hear her? Oh, wait, you could hear her before? Oh, no, you guys just said no, and then now you guys are saying yes.
Dude, I'm 36 years old. Why is your chat saying that I'm a kid?
Why'd you guys say no, and now you guys are saying yes? Anyways, do you still support Trump?
Fuck Donald Trump.
All right, well, that's cool. They can hear you, though.
I'm not a fucking child. April 6th, 1989.
Don't justify to them. You're fine. Hello, how are you?
Good. Yourself?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
27.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Do I support Trump?
Trump, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
The border, everything he's doing.
Can you get a little more specific? What is up with all this background noise?
My brother's playing the game. I'm watching him.
All right. Can you go someplace where I don't hear it?
Yeah. Hold up. There you
go. Awesome. Why do you still support Trump?
I said the no tax on overtime, the border patrol.
So you like the policy that Donald Trump took from Bernie Sanders that Kamala Harris had a better plan for?
She didn't have a better plan.
Yes, she did. Her no tax on tips and no tax on overtime plan and her agenda was actually quite a bit more expansive than Donald Trump's.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, I guess too.
So you think it's a good idea to deport illegals?
I think it's a good idea to deport undocumented immigrants. We've never stopped doing that, sir. That's not a Donald Trump policy.
So you don't mind them doing that?
I don't mind them doing that, sir. They've done that forever. That's not a Donald Trump policy.
I know, but do you like that they're doing that?
Do I like that they're doing that? Not particularly. In certain circumstances, it just depends on the circumstance.
Wow.
Wow, what?
You would rather have Kamala, I mean, sorry.
I'd rather have a three-legged frog.
That's crazy. You would rather have a frog for president than
No,
Donald
a three-legged frog.
A three-legged frog.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're right. He probably doesn't even need all three legs, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, you need somebody like Joe Biden, someone who didn't have a brain.
He didn't have a brain, and how was he living?
It was deteriorating.
You want to talk about deteriorating brains, Mr. Donald Trump rushed to the MRI for freaking CT scans, doesn't know what country he's in, doesn't know where he's meeting Vladimir Putin, slurring words, holding himself up on the podium, tripping upstairs, wandering around in front of the Japanese prime minister. You mean like that?
I have to hold myself up on the stairs sometimes too.
See, you're maybe your brain's deteriorating because I didn't even say that.
Well, no, I have a club foot, man. You don't know if Donald Trump has a club foot or not.
What does having a club foot have to do with him slurring words?
I was talking about holding the whatever you said. How he has to hold himself up.
Yeah, that was like one of like 10 things that I named there.
Dude, you know I'm just giving you a shitty ass debate, right? Like I'm trolling you right now. I'm literally playing a game. Just wanted to talk shit to you that you're a Kamala Harris supporter, not a Donald Trump supporter.
Well, then let me let you know this. First of all, this is about how most of my debates go because MAGA is not where I'm talking. Because most of my debates are pretty much like morons like you, so I really can't tell the difference. Okay, like I'm talking.
Do something else.
Second of all, okay,
do something else with your life.
I'm talking, sweetheart. Thank you. Second of all, okay, no one really cares. You're not even good at fucking trolling. Okay?
Did you know I have?
See, sir, now I have to just like drop you off. But hey, enjoy Iran when you get drafted. I do really appreciate that. Okay, enjoy Iran when you get drafted, and keep playing your game. I think you have fun with that. I don't know what to tell you. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Hey, Paulie.
Hi, how old are you?
Fuck Donald Trump.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Hello. Oh, they're not there yet. If you guys still support Trump, you can call in on the number above my head or next to me or whatever. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hello? Hello? No? All right, we'll disconnect it. Anyways, Lisa, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I said appreciate you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Anonymous, thank you so much for the $2. Said we can't hear the caller and this sounds wild. Oh, I don't know when that was. I knew you guys couldn't hear the caller at first. That's what I've been trying to fix it. You know how long I stayed on messing with audio settings last night? So that you guys could hear him? It just takes a little bit, okay? It's really, really kind of hard to be live on all this stuff and to, you know, test sound at the same time. So sometimes we just kind of have to do it on the fly. Hopefully I don't sound too tunnely right now. I'm hoping I don't. I might have to actually have an idea maybe how I can fix that too, but we'll see. Thank you though. FFT. Thank you so much for the $2. The MAGA are failed keyboard warriors and comedians. Yeah, they're not very good. I don't know what's up with the comedians tonight. They're not too bright. They're just not doing well. They're just not doing well. It's all right. But thank you guys all so much for the support. If you'd like to support the live, I really appreciate you guys. I do have super chats, super stickers, all that stuff, memberships, all that stuff. And literally one more thing to clear out of my live gift gallery. Just one and one only. Just the meteor shower. Just the meteor shower. So if you'd like to support, I'd really appreciate it. That would clear the whole thing. Shay, thank you so much for the meteor shower and clearing the gift gallery. Huge W's in the chat for Shay for clearing the gift gallery. That is absolutely huge. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Can we get huge W's in the chat for Shay for clearing the gift gallery? Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Huge W's in the chat for Shay. I didn't think we were going to clear it this week. I really didn't. I really didn't think we were going to clear it this week. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 14.
All right. Well, goodbye. Goodbye. All right, hold on. What if I do this? Can everyone still hear me if I talk right now? Let me know if I went away. 14? I mean, I guess having 14-year-olds that are engaged in politics is a good thing, just not on my live. I wish they would go, you know, touch grass or something. All right. Hey, everyone can hear me. This might have fixed that problem, actually. We'll see. That might have fixed that problem. That might have fixed the problem we were just talking about. All right, y'all. We're going to try to keep this thing going. I was planning on a 3-hour live today, but it's just so a bunch of loser trolls today. So I don't know what to tell you. Sound is low again, which is weird. Can you guys still hear me now? Wait, probably not. No, you guys wouldn't be able to hear me now. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? No, it's not someone fucking with me, guys. Okay, you guys can't hear me. All right. Guys, it's not someone fucking with me. You guys don't understand. Like, the sound is bouncing through like 4 different systems in order to get to you guys on TikTok and the people over at YouTube, because it runs through totally different things. So just because you guys on TikTok can hear me perfectly doesn't mean that anyone on YouTube can hear me, and vice versa, right? Because the sound is going through completely different things. The sound is just going through completely different things. That's all it is. All right. So I'm not talking to the TikTokers over there. I know you guys can hear me. I fixed it where you guys can hear me, but I didn't fix it for them. Check, check, check. Yep. We'll just bump that up a little bit. Cool. Easy stuff. Now everybody should be able to hear everybody. Hello. How are you? Hello? All right, not there. Guys, it was the same thing I was on before I just turned it up. So I know for you guys saying it's low, it's the same as it was before I turned it up. That's all it is. Okay. All right, y'all, if you still support Trump, you can go in the guest request box or you can jump on the phone lines. Either way. If not, I don't know. I'm just going to listen to Rick Scott or something. I don't know what to tell you.
Now, yesterday we heard from your Democratic colleague, Chris Murphy. He said the Iranian regime is still intact and that he has not seen a plan from the president for ending this war. Is there a plan? How do you see this?
Well, first off, I don't think the commander-in-chief of our armed forces ought to be telling the enemy, which is the Iranian.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, by the way. Sorry, I just thought I'd let you know. This whole thing that they're saying that like that the administration is trying to propagate right now, by the way, in saying that some reason, if you tell the American people what your plan is for the war, it's the exact same thing as telling them your war plans. Like, it's really nuts. Just thought I'd let you know that. I think it's fucking crazy. Like they say every time it's like, so what's our objectives for the war? They're like, we're not going to tell you what time and date we're bombing someone. It's like, no one's fucking asking you that. And you know that. Right? Like, you know, for a damn, like, as a fact, all right, you know nobody is freaking saying that. But it's because they don't have a plan for anything. So instead of just, you know, like, instead of trying to, you know, actually be honest or anything and actually try to talk about, you know, the lack of plan that they have, instead of doing that, they're just like, every time anybody asks them what the plan is, they're just like, we can't tell you every detail because that'll give it away to the enemy. It's like, you guys are fucking idiots, dude. Well, actually, again, it's not that they're idiots. And I think that's the worst part. It's not that they're idiots. They know what they're doing. All right. They know what they're doing. And they think the American people are stupid. And I guess they're probably right. I don't know. Because they're still believing it. They're still believing it. I don't know why, but they're still believing it. All right. Let me get rid of that. Sorry.
Government here what our plan is. So I don't think it's appropriate for our commander-in-chief to be telling, anybody what the plan is. But the plan is, when do we make sure that their nuclear capabilities are destroyed, and when can we make sure that they don't have a ballistic missile that they can kill either our troops in the Middle East or Americans?
Again, you told me literally last year that they didn't have a nuclear weapons capability. You told me last year that they didn't have a nuclear weapons capability, that it was destroyed, completely obliterated, decades for them to get a new nuclear weapon. And now all of a sudden, it is detrimental that we go to war so that they don't have nuclear weapons. It doesn't make any sense. It truly doesn't make any sense.
Here in the United States. So I think the plan will be finished when that happens. So
there are many people raising the Iraq war, which was intended to be a short-term U.S. operation, but went much longer than the Bush administration planned for. Are you thinking about that? Are you concerned that could happen?
Well, this is a president that doesn't like forever wars. He's talked about that. I think the American public is not happy about forever wars, so I don't think there's much of a chance that we'll have a forever war here.
He didn't say no forever wars, by the way. Trump didn't say no forever wars. I mean, he did, but his statement was no new wars. That's what he said. He said no new wars. Right? He said no new wars. Now he's propagating a war. So now we're talking about, oh, Trump is saying, oh, no new, doesn't like forever wars. Why the fuck should I give a shit what Donald Trump is saying if he said no new wars and then went and started a war? Why should I give a shit of what he said about forever wars? Like, it makes no sense. Like, anyways.
And on top of that, this is a president that hates war. And
also, how is this idiot on the Armed Services Committee? Like, truthfully. Like,
hates putting troops on the ground. So I think what he's doing is trying to fulfill his mission of destroying their capability of nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles.
I mentioned that.
The mission that was supposedly accomplished 8 months ago. Got it. I'm with you.
That $200 billion figure. We'll see what the Pentagon ultimately requests. That's what they're considering. But, I did the math on that. That's about $1,200 per taxpayer. Going back to this first question, though, that amount of money was enough to fund 2 years of the Iraq war. Can we take away that they're expecting money to...
I actually hadn't heard that stat before. $1,200 per American taxpayer. $1,200 per American taxpayer that the Pentagon is requesting in order to propagate this war. $1,200 per taxpayer. And on top of that, like they said, that's how much it was spent in 2 years in Iraq. In 2 years. But they're like, oh, it's going to end any day now. It's going to end so fast. It's going to end so fast. But no, we can't afford healthcare subsidies. No, we got to stop these people from getting soda at Walmart.
Need to last for a long time for this operation?
Well, we don't have any detail. I think, like in my case, I want to watch how we spend our money. So I want to see the detail of what they're asking for. At the same time, I do not want Iran to have nuclear weapons or the ability to use ballistic missiles to kill our troops or Americans. And so we've got to figure out, what do we need to do this? We've got to make sure we demolish their ability to do this. And we got to watch our money. We got to do all of those.
So we need to watch our money. That's what you're just out of curiosity. We need to watch our money. Why haven't you figured this out prior, Ding Dong? If you're in the Armed Services Committee, why have you not figured this out prior? Hello? Hello? Well, apparently we need to watch the budget.
What about the national debt, though? Is there a limit to what we should be spending here?
Oh, absolutely. We have $39 trillion worth of debt. We're borrowing money that our kids and our grandkids are going to have to pay off. It causes inflation. This is, we have to balance our budget. Our families balance our budget. When I was governor of Florida, Florida had not balanced its budget, but once in 40 years, I balanced it every year.
He stole money from the government. If there's anybody who should not be watching the American money, it's Rick Scott. The guy who literally stole millions of dollars in Medicaid funds. If anybody in the United States should not be watching our money, it's this dude. Like, holy shit.
All know we have to do this. It's the thing that's going to get inflation under control. Now, at the federal level, what we ought to be spending our resources on is protect our liberty, which means our military, and make sure we have a great economy. Most of the other things, some of our safety nets, we could be doing at the state and local level.
Oh, we should make sure we have a good economy. Or maybe we should use that money for that instead. Apparently, the idea is we should worry more about our economy. That's very strange, considering our economy is in the entire fucking tank. That's why we're releasing fucking oil reserves. That's why we're freaking allowing Iran and Russia to take fucking to sell oil, because our inflation's continually rising. I'm scared to see what March's numbers are. Truthfully, I am. I think our inflation rate is going to jump significantly in March. Significantly. Because gas prices directly affect that. But maybe we should spend this $200 billion and help stabilize our economy instead of sending it to go fight a war that we didn't need to be fighting.
I want to talk about the DHS shutdown that we're also in the middle of right now. Now, Democrats have done this to, they say, over ICE conduct that they would like to change. They're blocking DHS funding, but they have made an offer. They say they're willing to fund TSA and some other sub-agencies. Do you consider that a serious offer, and why not take it?
Well, they don't have a serious offer. And by the way, I'm not going to do anything to defund police. I mean, what they're saying is that they're okay with open borders.
ICE is not the police. ICE also doesn't defend the border.
And they're saying they're okay with criminals robbing our country.
No one said that. ICE is not the police. ICE does not defend our borders. Okay? So when he's saying they want to freaking take funding away from ICE, and when they're saying that, and then he goes, oh, they want to defund police and defund our borders. No, they don't. No, they fucking don't. All right? No, they don't. That's a lie. Just
and killing people like Laken Riley and Jocelyn Ngari and Rachel Morin. I mean, you can't do this. I want to make sure that everybody gets paid. Here's what makes me mad. I've had a bill since I got up here called No Budget, No Pay. That means if we don't pass our budgets, senators and Congress just shouldn't get paid. But guess what? Everybody up here wants to get paid. The Democrats are sitting here saying, oh, they want to get paid, but there's 260,000 people, I think, part of Homeland Security. TSA agents aren't getting paid. Just in Florida, 200.
Let's be clear. The Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. If he wanted to pass that bill, not a single Democrat could stop him. Not a single Democrat could stop them. Okay? Rick Scott doesn't care if he gets paid by Congress. He's too busy embezzling money from the U.S. government. He doesn't care. Okay? He doesn't give a shit.
TSA agents have already quit. They're tired of this. They didn't get paid last fall. This is not fair. Secret Service not getting paid. It doesn't make sense. It's so unfair to Americans. And so if Democrats don't want to pay these people, then they should say they didn't get paid either.
I'm cool with that. At the same time, let's not pretend like things ain't what they are. I don't care if none of these motherfuckers get paid. to be completely honest with you. But that's the biggest problem that we have right now is that them getting paid or not, they don't know how to do their jobs, right? They're too busy. They'd rather freaking come on television and lie about a police force, lie about this, lie about that, right? Instead of just passing bills, instead of just going, oh yeah, maybe we should, not fund ICE the same size as the fucking IDF, making it like the 8th largest military in the planet. Maybe we should cut that instead of just lying to people. All right. Crazy. You know when criminals actually were being easily deported? Under the Obama administration. Yeah, it was super easy to deport criminals and everybody else under the Obama administration. And then Donald Trump comes in, and then all of a sudden, they can't deport the criminals. So if they want more criminals deported, maybe they should put a president in power that's actually willing to do it. Right? Maybe they should put a president in power that's actually willing to do it. Just a thought. That actually has the capacity to do it, I think is a better way to put it. That actually has the capacity to do it.
It's just completely unfair.
But why not support funding TSA, as Democrats say they would do?
I support funding TSA, but I'm not going to, as part of that, never fund ICE. I mean, they're never going to, look, for whatever reason, right? Democrats.
By the way, the Democrats' proposal was not and has never been never to fund ICE ever again. That's not their proposal. He is making all of this shit up. This is what I hate when people are like, oh, like House or Senate.gov. It's a government website. These motherfuckers lie as easy as they motherfucking breathe, bro. As easy as they motherfucking breathe. It's a joke. We're going to keep listening to Rick Scott for a bit. If you still support Trump, you can call in on the number that's above my head or join the guest request box. If you like to support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers, live gift goal, pay links in the bio. They're all at Polypolitics, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Don't want ICE to do its job. I want a secure border. Right? I don't want criminals in this country.
ICE's job is not to secure the border. If there's any MAGA out there that are listening to this live, okay? If there are any of you guys out there, I want to be very clear, all right? That is not ICE's job. So when people say defund ICE, they are not talking about the fucking border. There's this little group of people. I don't know if you've heard of them. They've been known in a whole bunch of things. They've been known very, very popular for things like the murder of Alex Preddy. Okay. They're called Customs and Border Protection. Okay. And that's who sits on the border and controls it. Not ICE. That's not ICE's job. Okay?
I've got grandkids. I've got daughters. I got a wife. I want them to be safe. I mean, the fact that they are...
You want your grandkids to be safe? Then maybe you should lock up all the freaking child sex traffickers in on Epstein's Island. Oh, but you're not going to release that, are ya? Are ya? You're not going to release that. Undocumented immigrants commit violent crime at a rate 30 times less than American citizens. I would leave my kid with freaking most undocumented immigrants before I left them with Rick Scott.
They're okay with criminals roaming our country and they don't care. ICE is trying to do its job. Are there reasonable things? Sure, the White House has proposed some things. And so, but the Democrats, for whatever reason, they do not want ICE to be able to get rid of criminals and other people.
Maybe the reason for that is because ICE is terrorizing cities and acting like Donald Trump's Gestapo. But, for whatever reason, can't think of a reason why they would do that. Maybe because they're terrorizing cities and fucking murdering people and putting people in concentration camps. I don't know. Maybe that's a reason.
People that might rape or kill our daughters or our granddaughters.
Senator, I have to push back a little bit. You said Democrats are okay with criminals roaming around the country. What I hear from Democrats is that they too want safe borders and that they are okay with detaining criminals who are in the country illegally, and that they're concerned, you may have seen these videos as well, is about aggressive tactics by ICE and CPB against including American citizens.
This is the same group of people that were completely okay with completely open borders under Biden.
You see how he completely ignored that? Do you see how he completely ignored that? She was actually being a good journalist there. You don't see too many of those very often anymore. Okay? You don't see too many of the good journalists anymore. She, okay, was being a good journalist. You're saying Democrats want all this stuff. I talk to the Democrats. They don't say that at all. And what is the response? The response is exactly what all fucking Republicans do. They just go, but Biden. But Biden. Guys, but Biden. Guys, everything bad that's ever happened in my life is Biden. Everything. I woke up this morning, I was out of, I don't know, what does he eat? Oatmeal? Sludge? I don't know what Rick Scott eats. Okay. He was out of whatever fuels aliens and fucking the little things that stick out of potatoes. Rick Scott was out of his Gerber baby food. Okay. And he was like, he was like, Biden. Okay. But Biden, gruel or whatever it is.
Completely open borders. Criminals flocking across. They never said a word. They never pushed back on what Biden was doing. So when they come now and say, oh, they want to have a secure border, where were they in those 4 years? When they
were trying to pass legislation that people like him shot down, like the Langford bill. That's what they were doing. They were trying to pass legislation to actually fix the border. And Rick Scott specifically shot it down. Rick Scott is the reason why freaking borders weren't as secure as they could be. There was no open borders. That's not true. But the reason why borders weren't as secure as they could be is because of people like Rick Scott. They're the ones who stopped the legislation that made it happen this way. Okay? They think people are stupid, and I guess some
say they're worried about criminals, where were they those 4 years?
I want to also ask you about the Save America Act, which is on the Senate floor right now. You're a co-sponsor of that. That is about election IDs. Now, critics, however, I know you've heard this, they insist it's a suppressive law. For example, to register to vote, you need a passport, a birth certificate, or maybe an affidavit. It would make it harder to register for some people, but how do you explain how it would work? Do you disagree?
Well, first off, here's what's crazy. Chuck Schumer and the Democrats supported Real ID. That does the same thing. You had to show you're an American citizen, to be able to, get a Real ID. So I don't know what the deal is.
That's a cute little pivot he just did there. That's a cute little pivot that he just did there, by the way. All right. That's a super cute pivot. What he did was he said they supported Real ID as if that had anything to do with voting. Yeah, they supported the institution of Real ID. That's it. Like, not for voting, not for proving citizenship, not for any of that stuff. Right? He's just lying, bro.
You have to have an ID to go to the doctor or get on an airplane or buy a six-pack of beer. Don't you think the sacred right to vote is important?
If I may.
Not a single state in the United States doesn't require an ID to vote. Not a singular state. Not a singular state, not a singular district, not any of them. All right? Not a single one. Hello, how are you? All right, can't hear anyone.
And my understanding is the concern that you would need a passport or original birth certificate specifically. And not every American has those.
No, there's a whole list. Listen, there's a whole list of things. Important.
If I may,
get a real ID. So I don't know what the deal is. You have to have an ID to go to the doctor or get on an airplane or buy a 6-pack of beer. Don't you think the sacred right to vote is important?
If I may, my understanding is the concern that you would need a passport or original birth certificate specifically. And not every American has those.
No, there's a whole list. Listen,
that is true, by the way.
There's a whole list of things. You can have real ID, you can have a passport, you can have a birth certificate, and if you don't have those, you can do an affidavit. So that's not true at all. If people would read the bill, we've tried to make sure that no one gets disenfranchised. We want people to vote. I want people to vote. I run for election. I want people to be able to vote, right? But I don't want fraud. I don't want people that don't have a right to vote.
The Heritage Foundation literally did a study on this. The Heritage Foundation, the super right-wing Heritage Foundation. And over the last 5 years, there was 105 different instances of voter fraud in every state in the entire United States, in every election. 105. That's the high end, by the way. That's the super right wing, as far right wing as you can go, right? As far right as it can go, and they found 105. And they think, right? They think that the requirement for that is to violate the Constitution, create a poll tax in order to get 105 away. The reason why they want this bill is because they understand that their policies are not popular. And if their policies were instituted, no one's going to vote for them. So they have to stop people from voting instead of just making better policies. What's up?
What's up? Hey, has anybody told you you're kind of fucking retarded?
Just you idiots that try to talk to me.
I mean,
but I got taught by my mom not to argue with morons, right? Because you guys probably bring me down to your level and then beat me with experience, right? Nobody asked you. Anyways.
But I don't get to vote in France or England or Canada or anyplace else. If you're not an American citizen, you don't get to vote here.
And nobody is. And nobody is. So, congratulations.
It's so simple.
Senator Rick Scott of Florida, thank you so much for your time.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
He's an idiot. He's a complete idiot. What do you want?
I think you're a fucking idiot. Probably
you already said that. You called back just to say the same thing you already said.
You dipshit. No, you're a
Go get a friend, bro.
I don't mind trolling your ass, bro.
You're not trolling, sir. You just sound desperate, okay?
I'm not.
Is this what someone who's never been with a woman sounds like?
Oh, I've been.
Jesus Christ. Go get a friend, bro. I know your kids don't talk to you anymore, but try. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm over 18.
Cool. Does that age consist of two numbers? Maybe one or two numbers that, that create an age?
Two digits.
Awesome. Can you give me those 2 digits?
55 going on 20.
Okay. Well, have a nice day then, Kay.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Why? You don't want to debate?
I do, but if you can't tell me your age, I can't debate you. So this is your last chance. How old are you?
I'm 55. I'm 55. I just told you.
Okay, cool. Do you still support Trump?
Absolutely.
Awesome. What year were you born?
1970.
Actually, that does check. Good. Anyways, why do you still support Trump?
Well, what subject would you like to talk about?
I don't have a subject I would like to talk about. My subject would be, why do you still support Trump?
Oh, I support him on everything.
You support him on everything.
Everything. Everything he's doing is fantastic.
Okay, so you just like
That's why
$5 gas?
That's why I asked you which subject.
Yeah, I
would you
just
like to
gave you
talk
one,
about.
sir.
Would you like to talk about immigration?
No, sir, I just gave you a subject. You weren't listening.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said, so you just enjoy $5 gas?
Well, that's just part of what we have to go through.
No, it's not part of what we have to go through. You said you
suffer a
liked it.
little
You
bit
said you
for-
like,
for
so
good
you
things
like
to
higher
happen.
unemployment and job loss numbers?
Who's unemployed?
4.4% of
jobs
Americans,
out
which
there,
is
sir.
significantly higher than when he took office.
Okay, those are people that don't want to work. Okay,
Gotcha. So they all
Plenty of
wanted to
jobs.
work under the Biden administration, and now that Trump's president, they don't want to work anymore. Why did people stop wanting to work when Donald Trump became president?
because they like to take advantage of unemployment, my friend.
Donald Trump
the way
hasn't
it
passed
is.
a single
and
law
look,
that has
listen,
anything to do with
You're not
unemployment.
talking to it. How old are you?
I'm 39 years old. Yeah, I was just wondering why prior, under the Biden administration, they were like, we just want to sit around and collect unemployment. And then Trump came in, no laws changed when it came to unemployment. And all of a sudden they're like, now we don't want to work. Actually, if you really think about it, sir, that means that more people wanted to get on unemployment when Trump became president. So you support that?
Okay. First of all, I don't know where you're getting your statistics. I've been self-employed since I was 19 years old. I've hired and fired people more than I can remember. Okay?
I don't know what
So
any of
let
that
me-
has to do with the
and-
current
and
unemployment rate.
I'm always looking for good people. And the problem is there is no good people because they're all taken by big corporate America, that people want to sit in the office, in a nice, cool office in front of a computer. Those days are over, my friend. Okay?
You think computers are
Jobs-
going away?
There are plenty of jobs. You know how many plumbing and electrician trades that are out there that people don't take advantage of?
More now
You
than
have
there
any
was
idea?
under the Biden
There's
administration.
nobody to do the work.
Sir, construction jobs
don't know
are
what you're
down
talking
in the
about,
United States right now. Sir, there was 10,000 construction jobs that were reported on last month's job report that were lost. Construction jobs are going down.
Yeah, because guess who was doing those jobs? The immigrants. Okay? We don't need, that's part of the big problem. Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you a question. How many people did Donald Trump
ahead.
deport in 2025?
I don't know this. I don't know the numbers.
Cool. The number's
I-
about
it should be
600,000.
It should be more.
Sure, it's about 600,000. How many people did Joe Biden
where do you-
deport in 2024?
I don't want to. I don't want to go into these. type
You
of
brought up
semantics
immigration, so
because they're
I'm going to go ahead and
worthless.
finish it. It was 685,000. So how, if Joe Biden deported more people in 2024 than Donald Trump did in 2025, did the unemployment rate go up when Donald Trump deported less people?
Do you not understand that the border was open and that people were pouring
Sir,
in?
if the
Those
border was so open, then there should be
statistics
so many people
zero.
here for Donald Trump to deport, and yet he failed to
do you
deport as
reside?
many as Joe Biden did. My question is, sir, is that you said that
need to ask,
sir,
where do you
if this does
reside?
not help anybody, it helps nobody to just try to talk over each other. It helps nothing. Okay. You're the one
you
who
don't
said that the
answer my
unemployment
question.
rate,
You won't even
sir,
let me
you
talk.
said that the unemployment rate went up because of deportations. I was explaining to you that the deportations were actually down under Trump, not up. And I'm asking you to justify how, if deportations were down, that related to a higher unemployment rate.
I don't. Where can you show me the proof of that?
Of which part?
Of the unemployment and the immigration together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
you can go to BLS, that will tell you the unemployment rate, and you can look at CBP's and freaking DHS's own data, and you'll see the 600,000 deportations.
All right. I want to make a point here. Where do you reside, sir?
At my house.
I understand, but what part of the country do you reside?
I live in Florida, but what does that have to do with any of this?
Oh, okay. So you have no border over there. Okay. Now, what you
I grew up in Southern California, if that helps.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're not there now. Okay.
Oh, did the border not exist back then?
Let me educate you for a minute.
Oh, please explain to me how the border
Okay,
changed.
The immigrants that came over here in droves are unreported. Okay, they were brought over here by cartels. They were brought over here by smuggling schemes, and then of course your everyday average walk across the border. So
All of that was happening when I lived in California too. Yeah,
totally off base.
all of that happened when I left California, right? In 2006, all of the things that you just said were happening back then. And I don't think any of them ever stopped, considering my entire family lives in Southern California. So all of those things never stopped. So nothing that you said was new to Biden or new to Trump or new to any of those things. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm assuming that you're against the immigration to get them out of here. You're against that. I'm gathering that? Is that correct?
Getting who out of here, sir?
People that are here illegally.
Well, nobody's here
Are you for
illegally.
it or against it? Yeah.
No.
Are you for them, or you for them getting kicked out of the country? Or
I'm
against
for
it?
people that are not here, without a documented status, that haven't been here for a certain amount of time. I think that that's fine with deportations of certain numbers of them, specifically criminal. No, sir, you asked me for an answer and I'm giving it to you. You don't get to cut me off in the middle of my answer.
I was going to say I agree with you with that.
You don't know what you agree with yet because I haven't gotten here yet. But sir, what I'm saying is that Donald Trump's deportation laws or deportation things are illogical. They don't make any sense and they're impossible. If your problem is that people are here and we don't have like background checks on them, then this will never solve the problem, right? It will never solve the problem, right? So I think that at that point, if we want to solve the problem, I want people to be here on a legal status, to have background checks done, for national security reasons, for job reasons, for economic reasons, right? And deporting them will never fix that problem. So no, I don't think it's good for America.
I agree. I agree with you with one aspect. People that have been here for 20 plus years that didn't commit any crimes, pays their taxes, and is not a criminal. I think those people should be vented in a different light. That I can agree. Okay.
Donald Trump is trying to get rid of American citizens that were born here.
Look, let's face the facts. Are you for the American citizens that are here, or are you for people that are coming over draining our pockets? And I can tell you a number of things that they drain.
Oh, really? Because there was just a study by the Cato Institute that showed, sir, there was just a study by the Cato Institute that showed that, sir, there was just a study by the Cato Institute that was done that over the last 50 years, undocumented immigrants have actually given.
You won't let me talk. I'm trying to make a point, and you keep talking over
All right.
me.
Well, then
You
what's
just
your
shut
point,
up
sir?
or I
You said they were draining our system. I thought that was the point.
You won't
So I
let
was
me
trying to
finish saying
respond to
what
it.
I'm saying. You stop. You either stop. I want to try to have a cordial
I
conversation.
thought that's what you were
keep
doing,
talking
sir.
over
You said
me.
they drained our system. You
won't
stopped
let
talking
me
and I
finish
started
all
talking.
my points. You won't let me talk.
Well, how many points do you want to get off in one time, sir?
You won't let me finish.
Sir, you finished your
shut
point.
up, I'll
They are
finish.
draining our system is a point. Then you stop talking.
Exactly, they are.
I know, and I was responding to that.
I was making a list, and you won't let me finish.
How long is the
You
list,
just
sir?
Shut up, or I hang up. It's as simple as that.
I don't really give a shit if you hang up, sir, but
on
how
me,
long
I
is the
don't care.
list?
But see, that's the kind of host you are. Is that you don't let people talk.
Sir,
You talk,
sir,
but
listen,
won't let me have
listen,
my point
listen,
of view.
listen. You said they are draining our system, and then you stopped. No. I don't want you to talk yet. 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 Sir, I will let you finish, but you have to listen to what I said first. Without speaking. You said they are draining our system, and then you stopped fucking talking. So
Hey,
I was
motherfucker.
see, there you go talking again. Shut up and let me, sir, be quiet.
Cut me off.
Sir, if you need to hang up, then go hang up, sir, because I'm going to get this statement out without you talking, whether you're here or not. Okay? I'm going to keep repeating it until you let me get it out. I am more than interested in what you have to say, but please, for the love of God, shut the fuck up and let me finish my statement here. You said that they were draining our system, and then you stopped talking. I took that opportunity to start talking. I did not know that you had a laundry list of points that you wanted to make. I was not familiar with that because I don't know what's going on in your brain. If you have a whole bunch of things you want to talk about, then cool, let's get them out, and then I will just take notes and I will respond to all of them. But when you get done talking with those points, I don't want to hear a single fucking word from your points, okay? I don't want to hear a single word out of your mouth while I respond to them. Understood?
Yeah, because
go ahead.
Understood. Let me talk, and I'll let you know when I'm finished. How about that? Don't cut into my to my. You have to understand something. When somebody calls,
sir, I do not need the whining. Get on with your points. I do not need the whining. Get on with your points.
Okay. Well, okay. So let me finish, and I'll let you know.
Hurry up. Let's go.
Finished, and then you take over.
You could have been finished by now.
Fair enough.
Could have already been finished. Let's go.
Okay. All right. County hospital systems all over the country are overwhelmed with immigrants. If you've ever been to one, you would know that. Okay? That's one major thing. That costs billions of dollars of taxpayers' money going to non-citizens, people of this country that need care. Okay? That's a big deal to me. Secondly, the jobs. Okay? You mentioned home building. Yeah, who do you think are building the homes? Immigrants. They've taken all those jobs. They've taken, I was in the floor covering industry for more than 25 years. In the very beginning, I had Mexican Americans, I had white people and black people working for me. That all went away, slowly but surely. Now it's worse than ever. They took those jobs away because they're willing to work cheaper, okay? It's not my fault. That happened. There's several personally. Okay, this happened to me personally. I was hit by a drunk driver with no insurance, no driver's license, illegal in this country. Could have killed me. Okay, that's another thing, and it's not just me. There's several people out there that have had issues with people driving, especially drunk, and a lot of them are immigrants. I'm in Texas, okay? We have the border over here. Where you're living, there's no border, so you don't see it. You might have Cubans here and there, but other than that, you're not seeing what's happening at the border. It's porous. It was porous until Trump got into office. He did a great job. Now, as far as the deportations go, he's very smart because all this media that's getting out there is showing these immigrants, hey, you either get out of here and come back legally or you're going to get thrown out. A lot of people self-deported, and you're not reporting those estimates either. Okay? I'm finished. Go ahead.
Perfect. Goodness gracious. All right. So first of all, let's start with the jobs. Immigrants don't take jobs in the United States. They actually help create jobs. And here's it. Nope. You said you weren't going to say a fucking word. I don't want to even hear you fucking breathe. I let you finish all of your fucking points. Shh. Cool. Here's the Kiel Institute talking about it, where not only do immigrants not take the jobs from American citizens, but actually immigrants create jobs, they create businesses, they actually create more jobs than they actually take away in the United States. Actually, what we see it is almost a one-to-one swap. Right? When it comes to immigrants, if an immigrant has a job, even an undocumented immigrant, especially an undocumented immigrant, that actually creates a job for an American citizen. And so actually, when you see the things that you're talking about right now, when you're talking about things like Donald Trump's mass immigration plans, that's actually one of the reasons why you're seeing the unemployment rate, because what's happening is that immigrants are now not showing up to work for fear of deportation. Even immigrants that are here actually legally, because Donald Trump has overturned the legal migration status of over 2.5 million people in the United States, and they're afraid to go to work because they're afraid they'll leave their kids, and that is now taking away jobs that American citizens can now take, right? And I want to make sure I put this Kiel Institute thing on the screen because I want to make sure everyone can see it because it's important, right? Second of all, okay, you talked about hospitalizations. Yes, hospitals can be a problem due to things like EMTALA laws. But the problem is the way that you fix that when it comes to immigrants is the same thing that you guys have a problem with. The way that you fix that is actually by giving them federal or state health insurance like California does, where things like Medi-Cal are now available to undocumented immigrants. So what you actually see is in states like California, those same undocumented immigrants don't overwhelm the hospitals whatsoever. It's only in places like Texas where you guys try to criminalize it, right, that you guys see an overwhelming of hospitals. And what Donald Trump is trying to do is he's actually trying to take away those states' rights that are given to them under the Constitution, right, and take away the state's ability to now give them health insurance, because then what happens is they're able to get things like preventative health care. And when they get preventative health care, then they don't end up in emergency rooms for every single thing that happens in their lives. And therefore, they don't fall under EMTALA laws, and therefore they don't overwhelm things, okay? Third point that you made is that for some reason, okay, that me being in Florida and not in Texas somehow gives me no ability to be able to see what's going on within our immigration system. Sir, you don't live with your ass cheeks spread over the freaking border wall, and I'm pretty sure you couldn't see the whole thing, even if you do. You're getting all of your information from the exact same places that I am. Well, sorry, there's a little difference in that. I'm getting all of my information of what's going on at the border from the data that comes from Customs and Border Protection. The exact people who are actually telling me that all the things that you're saying about the border are completely inaccurate. While you're also getting it from the news, you're getting it from Fox News telling you some bullshit that's not actually happening. I am actually getting a lot better view of what's going on at the border than you are, regardless of where you live. Not to mention the fact that Florida is actually incredibly high in immigrants and does have a border. It's just a water border, which is quite different, right? But you're right. There were a lot more people that did show up at the border under the Biden administration. That part you said is correct, right? And that is because the Border Patrol did not have the manpower to deal with a massive surge of migration that happened after COVID due to destabilization of the Northern Triangle, right? But we want to forget that. You make it sound like for some reason like Joe Biden took Border Patrol away. He didn't. There was just too many people showing up due to destabilization, and the Border Patrol that we had couldn't handle them. And that's actually very true. That's why Joe Biden, under his administration, tried to pass things like the Langford bill that would have doubled, if not more, the amount of Border Patrol at the border. It would have given them more technology. It would have been able to process people more. It would have had better checks on the people that were coming through. But that didn't pass, even though it was primarily written by Republicans, because Donald Trump called down to the Senate and said that if they pass this bill, that Biden will actually be able to fix the border, and then he knew he couldn't run on it. So therefore, the border that could have gotten fixed, right, for especially people in like Texas, right, that are tired of this porous border, it could have gotten fixed, but Donald Trump himself called down and stopped it, and now you're trying to give him credit for it. Did I cover all of your points there, sir?
A bunch of bullshit.
Oh, great comeback, sir.
That all that you just said is just a bunch of unsubstantiated bullshit.
Gotcha. Not only is it not unsubstantiated, sir, I put it on the screen for the people to see the substantiation. Yeah, so I do want to be clear that your comeback to everything that I just said is nuh-uh.
Go only as far as how true they are. And who wrote those statistics? to see government statistics that would more or less be on the right side versus some bullshit website that makes up a bunch of data. And that's what you got there.
You don't know what I have here, sir. Or, sir, what website did I pull up?
Well, I can't look because I'm on my phone.
So you don't know what I pulled up, but you're telling me that it's inaccurate. But you're telling me it's inaccurate and it's left leaning. You don't even have a fucking clue what I brought up. But you're telling me it's inaccurate and left leaning. You see how people like you do, sir? Like, truthfully, how people like you do. You don't actually want to look into the research. You actually don't want to see what's actually fucking going on. You just want to say that anything that I fucking say is inaccurate because you don't like it, which means that you will never believe anything, okay, that goes against your narrative and your world.
Why don't you tell me what the source is?
For which part, sir?
For your unemployment statistics.
The unemployment statistics comes from BLS, the literal government website you just asked for.
BLS dot what?
.gov.
BLS.gov. Okay, I'll look into it.
Do you know what BLS stands for?
There's only so far that statistics go. You understand that,
Do you know what BLS stands for?
Yeah.
What is it?
To me, I've never heard of it before.
So
I don't know what
you're telling me that my stats about the job market are wrong, and you don't know what the government's primary source for job statistics is?
It's probably something labor statistics. I don't know.
There you go. The Bureau of Labor
Bureau of
Statistics.
Labor Statistics.
There you go.
Is that it?
Yep, nailed it.
Well, I'm not so dumb as you think. You think you're smart.
No, sir. You asked for a government site on the right wing, and I'm literally bringing up a government site under the Trump administration.
That doesn't mean, just because of unemployment, that doesn't mean there's no jobs.
I didn't say there was no jobs. I'm saying that companies aren't creating jobs, and I didn't even make that argument in the immigration part of this.
Plenty. I just told you there is plenty of jobs, and I've substantiated my claims, and you don't listen.
I substantiated your claim. We were talking about immigration, sir.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. And part of that immigration statistics, the job statistics, are probably from home builders.
I'll go ahead and put this back up. Immigrants to the U.S. create more jobs than they take.
Yeah, well, those jobs will be filled by Americans.
Those jobs aren't being filled by anybody, sir.
Well, they got to learn
sir,
how to swing a hammer.
let me inform you of something. You know, when Trump took office, right? Yeah, when Trump took office, do you know how many people were unemployed in the United States?
Look, you've never been on my side.
Sir,
You have
when
no
Donald
idea
Trump
what
took
you're talking
office,
about.
when Donald Trump took
I have
office, how
experience,
many
my friend,
jobs
you don't.
were open in the United
How
States?
many people have you employed in your life?
Sir, I'm still going to keep taking my point. How many people were unemployed in the United States when Trump took office?
I have no clue. And it doesn't mean
About 7 million. And how many open jobs were there in the United States?
Like I said,
it's about 7 million, sir. Both of them were about 7 million. So let me ask you a question, sir. Let me ask you a question. If there's about 7 million people in the United States without jobs and about 7 million open jobs, and then you get rid of some of the people that are working jobs, who's going to replace them?
Look, I just told you there's a lot of willing people that are out there that don't have the skills. That's the problem. You go to school. If I was in my 20s and seriously was thinking about what am I going to do with my life and how am I going to make a living, man, become a plumber. You'll be a millionaire. Okay.
Do not listen to this guy. You become a plumber, you will almost definitely not become a millionaire. Okay. Just thought I'd let you know. You will almost guaranteed not become a millionaire. Not saying it's never happened, but you won't, sir. Sir.
If you're good.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've hired plenty of plumbers. None of them were millionaires, sir.
You have no experience out there
my first job was?
Whatsoever. I could take you with my pinky finger and spin you in circles, my friend. You have no idea.
Well, then you have a very strong pinky finger that you can swing 200 pounds around. Okay. Do you know what the first job I ever had was?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue. But
it was roofing in Palm Springs, California. Yeah, it was roofing in Palm Springs, California. That was my first paid job. The first job I actually had was actually shush. The first job I actually had was rebuilding motors on dirt bikes. Okay, that was actually quite a good job. Then I spent time working on airplanes. I spent time in all of the jobs that you're talking about, sir. I've done construction. I've done all of those things. Okay, I've done all of those things. Okay, here's the difference, sir. I am just like so many people in the United States. Okay, I am like so many people in the United States, and I sat on a roof in the middle of summer in Palm Springs, California, and said, I should probably fucking go to school because this shit fucking sucks. It sucks so bad. Like literally it's the fucking worst, right? It is so fucking hot on here. There's hot tar. I'm out here for like 14, 16 hours a day. This shit fucking sucks. And I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. So I went to school. I got degrees. I did all sorts of other things. So I didn't have to do that. And guess what, sir? A whole bunch of Americans did the same thing. And guess what, sir? If you deport all the immigrants, you could deport every single of the 12 to 14 million undocumented immigrants that are projected to be in the United States. Okay. You could deport every single, you could deport every single one of them. And I'm not going back to roofing in Palm Springs. Not a singular fucking amount of immigrants that you could fucking deport is going to make me get back on that fucking roof, okay? Because in the United States, okay, hate to break it to you, all right? Most of us have realized the really good life. We're the largest consumer nation on the planet. We like to make a lot of money sitting in air conditioning with our intelligence and export technology. That's what we like to do, okay? That's what we like to do. And yes, we have people that are construction workers that are American, that are plumbers that are American, our truck drivers out there that are American, and I appreciate every single one of you. We have a whole shit ton of Americans in this country that do a whole bunch of really, really hard jobs, and it's really, really amazing. I love to see it. But sir, if your expectation is that Miss, accountant or Mr. Finance Manager or, Miss freaking Surgeon is somehow going to stop doing their jobs because Donald Trump is getting them all fired because the companies aren't hiring them, and they're going to go out and pick fruit in Central California because you deport all the immigrants, it's not gonna fucking happen. And it is completely crazy for you to think that it is.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Can I talk now, please? Congratulations. You just proved my point. And I said that from the very beginning, is that people want to work in an air-conditioned space and in front of a computer and tap a few keys and take home a paycheck. I get it. What you said, you did roofing. Let me ask you a question. If you learn the trade, why didn't you open up your own roofing company and hire people to do the work? There's plenty of people that want to work.
Because roofing sucks.
Roofing is actually a very good trade to have.
It is, and it sucks.
Especially in Florida with all the hurricanes.
I didn't grow up in Florida. I told you I grew up in California.
Instead of sitting like a monkey in front of a camera.
Ooh, racist dog whistles. That's good.
No. It has nothing to do with your color. Because you're not.
You just called a black man a monkey in front of like couple thousand people, dude. What are you talking about?
A monkey. What difference does it make?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's the thing that you people don't understand.
You people. Okay? That's a good one too.
Yeah. Right. Trump haters. Okay.
By Trump haters, you mean just like non-racists?
You want the easy way. You want the easy way.
You mean like the way Trump took it?
If you want to make a decent wage, you have to earn it, and that's.
Did Donald Trump earn it?
Work. If you were smart, which you're not.
Did Donald Trump earn it?
Taking your knowledge of how to assemble a roof assembly, and started your own business.
Sir,
But
if
you're not
every
smart.
single person that ever
Instead,
does
you wanna
roofing starts their
complain
own
in
roofing
front of a
business,
camera.
who's going
All
to
you
work?
wanna
Hey,
do is
no,
complain in
hey,
front of a
hey,
camera.
hey.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
If every person, every American that started doing roofing starts their own business, who's going to work at that roofing company?
But there's plenty of people that would like to learn how to do roofing.
But you know,
how
you're
to
saying
do it.
any
You could've
American
taught
that's
them
in
how to
any
do
way
it.
smart
That's the
that
thing.
learns how to roof
That's the
just
thing.
needs to go
How much
start
did you
their own
earn?
business. If they all start their own business,
Tell
sir,
the truth.
who's going to work
Yeah.
at the roofing company? Just a bunch of
There's
monkeys?
plenty of people. No, there's plenty of people that would like to do the work. And
There's
that are very
plenty of
good
people
at it.
that are begging to do roofing.
Let me ask you a question. Were you earning a good wage?
Sir, I was
Or are you gonna
15 years
lie?
old.
Were you earning a good wage? Or
I
are you
made
gonna
like
lie about
$10 an hour.
it? In what year?
2000 what? 1?
That was a good wage back then.
No, it
back in
wasn't.
those days. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely it was.
Sir?
Today they're getting paid $20, $25 an hour.
Yeah. Sir?
People that know what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, sir,
so you can't debate
$25
that.
an hour?
There's just lazy people
Sir,
out there.
$25 an hour is not enough to get me back on that roof. Maybe like
Look,
you might get me for
that's better than-
$250 an
that's
hour.
better than
25
working at McDonald's.
Sir, I have degrees and skills that are worth way more than $25 an hour.
Look.
I'm sorry.
Look,
I have
the whole
skills that I've
idea
learned
is
over the years that
learn
don't
the
even have anything to
trade.
do with my
Look,
degree.
see,
And it's still worth
that's
more than
the difference
$25 an
between
hour.
You and I. The difference.
Speaking of
between
which,
you and
y'all, if you guys want to support the
don't
live, I
think
still do
outside.
have a
You
live
wouldn't
gift
know
goal.
what-
I
you
still
wouldn't know
have
a damn
freaking super
thing
chats,
if
super
it hit you
stickers.
in the head
I really
about
appreciate you
running a
guys. Thank you
business.
guys so much.
No, because you got cooked.
Yes, sir. The person who has to claim victory usually.
Yeah, well, I think out
doesn't.
of all the people that called, I think you can't answer my question.
What was your
Because
question, sir?
You know I'm on the right side. You can't argue.
Hit that follow and subscribe button.
You have no idea how to
Sir.
run a business. You don't think outside the box. All you think about is, let me go to work. Not everybody's cut out to run a business. Not out there, okay? There's people that just want to draw a paycheck. It's more secure. It's risky to run your own business. But if you want to be successful, that's what you do. Okay? Bottom line. And if you were
Yeah,
smart,
no,
that's
I
what you
completely
would have
understand that. You mean like if someone was just like, maybe like start like their own LLC and, buy a whole bunch of equipment and start, learning an entire trade and, maybe making money like really slowly at first, but finally getting like, up into their 40s where they could possibly expand and get into different aspects, because they've gotten really, really good at their trade over the years. You mean something like that?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's what I'm fucking doing online right now, you dipshit. What the fuck do you think I'm fucking doing right motherfucking now, dude?
Yeah.
I am literally right now doing all the things I just fucking said. Okay? I have been doing this, freaking building my fucking trade for motherfucking years. Okay? For motherfucking years, building my fucking trade, building a fucking following, learning how to fucking do this, starting my fucking own business, podcast starting out in about a fucking month, by the way. So, by the way, make sure you guys follow that. I'll let you know all about it. It'll be the Polypolitics podcast. Speaking of which, speaking of entrepreneurship, if you or someone you know owns a business and would like to advertise on my brand new podcast, I am doing great intro deals to advertise on my podcast as we get this thing started. So if you would like to, please let me know. But the fact that you, sir, okay? The fact that you, sir, by the way, all your support right now, super chats, super stickers, anything in the pay links in the bio, I appreciate that. All that stuff is helping me go to help to launch this podcast. I really appreciate it. That's why I've been streaming so much. I'm trying to get this thing moving. So I really, really do appreciate you guys. But the fact that you think, sir, that your way is the only way, that you think that the way that you do things, right? The way that you have handled your life is the only way that people handle life is the problem. Okay. People are entrepreneurs in so many types of ways. Okay. People are inventive. People start businesses. What you're stuck in is your specific tiny little way, okay, of doing business, okay, that you can't even see with the things that you want, right? The things that you want, all right? You're literally talking to someone doing it and you can't even figure that out because you're so stuck in your own ways. This is what they mean by make America great again. It means make America the way that they started it and the way that they want to do that without any way of being inventive, any way of being, of moving the United States into a new fucking direction of entrepreneurship. Right? That's why things like tech scares them. That's why things like AI scare them. That's why all of these things scare them so bad, is because they're stuck in 1970.
Yeah. No, AI is doing wonders for my business. So, you still there?
Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, it took you 25 years to figure it out. I don't think you're very smart. Pick another subject, because Trump is going down as the best president that ever was in office. And it's going to be a shame to see him go, because no one's going to be able to do the job like he did.
I hope not, sir.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
I hope not.
And you got cooked. You can't argue with me because you know I'm right. And you should have taken that roofing business and learned the things that you learned about roofing. You should have turned it into.
Sir, are you about to cry?
Multi-millionaire right now. Roofing makes very.
It
good
sounds
money,
like you're about to
and it's
cry. Are
related
you about to
what I
cry,
do
sir?
now.
It's okay, sir.
No. Why would I
You know,
cry?
therapists take patients even as they get older, right?
Yeah, sure. Hey, one
It's
thing
okay.
I can
Can
tell
we
you
get a
about
bunch of
me,
like little? Can
I'm
we
in
get
better
like some
shape than you, my friend.
some teardrops and stuff in there? I think he's
bet
kind of
you-
going through
I
it.
bet
That's
you
okay.
anything,
I'm
a lot
sorry,
stronger
sir.
than you.
I'm so sorry.
I bet you I'm a lot stronger than you.
Oh, sir, I don't
How about-
care.
You want to bet?
You want to
sure
bet
about
that
that?
I don't care? Because
Yeah.
you're right.
Can you bench,
I don't.
Can you bench press 315 pounds?
Probably not. No.
Yeah. Okay.
I also
Well, I can't.
don't care.
That's double your weight. So I think you better shut up before you talk.
I don't think you know very much math. I already said I was 200 pounds, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're pretty fat because I weigh 170.
Okay.
How's that? Yeah. Don't let the age fool you. I come from the old school.
Most of my weight is in my
I
pants,
come
sir.
from the 90s with bodybuilders. You understand?
Yeah.
So I
Most of my weight's in my pants, sir. That's where you're
Yeah.
probably
So
losing those
anything-
poundage.
Anything that you say, okay, and about Trump, you're wrong. All you are is a Democrat because your daddy was a Democrat and your mama was a Democrat. That's the only reason. And you
Here's
were
the fun
raised
thing, sir.
around it.
A, I'm not a Democrat.
Yeah.
Second of all, actually, neither of my parents were either. Yeah. You know what? You know what my
Yeah.
parents were?
I don't
Poor.
know.
Yeah.
What?
They were poor.
What were they?
Poor.
Poor. Oh,
Yeah.
They didn't vote.
Yeah.
They
They
didn't
were
vote?
too poor to be involved in politics. They were that kind of
sorry,
poor
brother.
where it was, you know,
Well,
we're trying
no,
to survive.
you don't
Yeah,
have
we're trying
be
to
rich
survive.
to vote.
We're trying to survive. We can't waste our time. See, I, right, am privileged, right, in my life where I get to care about politics. And I'm privileged because
Yeah,
of the
then you should be
opportunities.
happy, but-
I'm privileged because of the opportunities that my parents gave me. Okay, to be able to, you know, succeed, to be able to pursue education, to be able to do all the things in my life that I've done, right? My parents set me up as I hope I set my daughter up for. You know what I'm saying? That's what I hope. Okay, but I'm setting them up, or my daughter up for her future. right? And that's what's important, right? That's what's really important, is setting up your family. Sir, you might have done things one way, and that's fine. And I know that you think benching 315 is like the end all be all. Unfortunately, sir, I have to stick to repping 225, just because, well, I have a torn labrum right now. I'm actually benching 225 with feet off the ground with a torn labrum right now and a messed up AC joint. Oh no, that's pretty swole for someone almost 40, don't you guys think? What do you guys think? 215 with a partially torn labrum and a fucked up AC joint? Not bad for someone turning 40 this year. W's the chat for Polly.
Yeah.
W's the chat for Polly.
And how many pull-ups can you do?
I don't know. Is your mom watching?
See, now you want to go into insults like that?
You've literally been insulting me this whole time. I like how I send one back into you and you just fold so quickly. I like how you fold so quickly. You guys have literally you've been insulting me the whole time. I send one at you and you lose it. Wow. A literal toddler.
Because I called you a monkey? Is that why?
Oh, I mean, that didn't help, sir. But MAGA being racist doesn't really affect me anymore. I know y'all are racist. Okay, that doesn't really affect me anymore. All right. So, anyways, I'm tired of talking to you. So go away. Anyways, y'all, please hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, the racism thing starts to just be like whatever at a certain point. It's just kind of like, oh, cool, man. You're like, I get surprised when I hear a MAGA who's not racist at this point. It's like kind of refreshing. It's refreshing. I'm 54 and do 235, 5 reps. That's good, man. I hope, dude, if I can do 2 plates when I'm past 50, I will be ecstatic. All right. Hell, I'm almost 40. When I pull off 2 plates right now, I get ecstatic. I get it. Like I lift 225 right now at almost 40. Every single time I do it, I'm like, I'm still winning. I'm like, as long as I can still do 2 plates, I'm happy, bro. And I do it for reps. All right. Y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Someone was like, you're really 40? Almost 40? Yeah, I will be 40 in December. So I'm about, what's that, like 9 months away? 9 months away from being 40. Ugh. It's rough. All right. Well, we're going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to see who else is calling in. I was planning on doing a 3-hour live. The first hour and a half was slow as hell. That was kind of a good pickup. I appreciate that. That was fun. Truth, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Said I absolutely love and admire what you and Ari do. Cheers, both of you. Oh my gosh. Kara, thank you so much for the gold mine. I really appreciate that too. Thank you so much. Truth said, I'd absolutely love, keep up the great work. I really appreciate that, Truth. Big ups in the chat for Tara and for Truth right there. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. I'm serious. It's all going to the podcast. It's going directly to this new production team I have. Holy shit. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
I'm great. For some reason you're not on cue with what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to talk to me on the phone. If you try to watch it, it will not work.
One-on-one.
Yes, sir. You're gonna have to turn off the. Oh my goodness, sir! You have to talk to me on the phone. You can't talk to me over the live.
Okay, I'm 52 years old.
Great, sir. And do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I'm talking to you now.
Sir, you have to talk to me on the phone. You can't listen to the live.
I didn't say that. I don't know who said that.
Who said what, sir?
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to sit here and wait an hour to get on the phone. Okay?
Sir,
I'm not going to wait an hour.
on the phone right now.
Okay, listen, catch up to me.
What in the fuck is going on right now?
Okay, wait for it to catch up. Catch up. I'm not on your channel right now. Now I am.
Sir, do you want to tell me why you support Trump or no?
I support Trump, yes.
All right. Someone come get their grandpa out of the liquor cabinet. Okay. I can't. Scott, thank you so much for the $2. Said Trump's peace president, a piece of crap that is. And Scott says, I got a 6-pack that is split 6-pack. Split into upper and lower. Is that what we're doing? Hello, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. How old are you?
36.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, first, before I give you my answer, I just popped up on your channel. I haven't seen any of the conversations that you have. Are you one of these people that are just gonna start talking over me and muting me, or are we gonna actually have a conversation?
Whether I talk over people and mute people is 100% on you. I prefer to have a conversation, but I treat people the same way they treat me.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna yell. I'm not gonna scream. I'm just, I just want to talk. But as far as like why I support Trump, for the most part, and for the number one part, is because I don't see the Democrats presenting any type of plan, especially when Kamala was running for president. I didn't see any type of plan to solve any of the issues that we had going on at the time.
Which plan were you looking for?
Well, for one, I wanted a plan to deal with the immigration issue. Right?
Yeah, gotcha. So you didn't see the plan for that? Because there was a very extensive plan.
Well, I saw a very extensive lie that was promoted by her, right? She stated that Biden and her could not close the border because they were not able to pass this bill that Trump supposedly blocked, and because of that, they had no power to close the border. Now, that bill was never passed, and yet Trump got into office and was able to close the border.
The border's not closed.
Deporting.
The border's not closed.
And start deporting people.
The border's not closed, and Donald Trump deported less people last year than Biden did in 2024.
Oh gosh. Okay. So what was the ratio of people that were allowed in compared to people that were deported under Biden?
We don't have the numbers for the amount of people. Well, first of all, 0 and 0. Nobody was allowed in.
No one was allowed in?
Not undocumented.
Can I ask you a question? Do you know any illegals?
No, because people can't be illegal.
Do you know anyone who is here undocumented?
Yes, I've known tons.
You do? Okay. I also know many undocumented people.
Don't know what that has to do with the law.
Huh?
I can know a million people that are undocumented, and it does not change the Customs and Border Patrol statistics or the law. So I don't know what that has to do with anything.
It does if you notice that a lot of them came in recently, like very recently. Not only that, those people, like, and this is why it's important to know these people who came across the border, because they can tell you their experience and they can tell you what happened when they crossed the border, and they can tell you that when they ran into Border Patrol and they actually got scooped up, they were just told what to say and then they were released, and then they
Oh,
were
that's
released
interesting.
into the country.
That's interesting.
Okay.
But can you please explain to me if they were just told what to say? Then how come we had a record number of people that were turned around at the southern border? We had over 60% of people that sought asylum at the southern border were immediately turned around or deported. Can you please explain to me if they were told what to say by Customs and Border Protection? Then how come Customs and Border Protection turned so many of them around?
Well, what is the numbers on that? How many were turned around?
As far as undocumented people or asylum seekers?
Both.
Undocumented people, 100%. As far as asylum seekers, 61%.
Okay, were 100% of undocumented people coming in and claiming asylum?
No,
The vast majority of them were.
that's incorrect.
Okay, what was the purpose of the CBP Act?
Because you cannot claim like. Sorry, are you trying to say that that all asylum people were undocumented? Because that's true, but that's just the way our law's written.
Well, I'm trying to say that there's literally no country that needs asylum, especially during the time of Biden. There was no country that needed asylum that we were the closest possible country to get to.
Why do you need to be the closest possible country?
Because that's what asylum is all about. You
No,
need
it's not.
asylum from the country where you live. Yes,
No.
it is.
Do you know what 8 U.S. Code 1158 is?
I don't need to know that.
Sir,
I need
how
to
could
know
you
what
not
I
know
need
if
to
you need to know it if you don't know what it is? I'm asking if you know what it is. I'm not asking you if you need to know it.
That because I don't need to memorize codes because I know what the purpose of asylum is, right? When you're saying you need asylum, that means you need to escape from the country that you're in, either for political purposes, for persecution purposes, or for the fact that you're probably being like pursued by some evil group, right? So if you're saying I need to escape my country because of this, right? Why is it that, let's say, someone from Senegal would say, I'm going to take the longest route possible across the entire world to get to this country to give me asylum because there's no other country anywhere nearby where I would be able to get the asylum that I need.
Yeah, again, sir, this is why it's important for you to know what 8 U.S. Code 1158 is. Because, sir, because 8 U.S. Code 1158 defines all the things that you're saying. That's why I'm asking if you know what it is. Okay,
All right,
because
so
it
why don't you
defines.
Read the code. You got it up?
I can pull it up, sir, but you're missing a whole bunch of. Sir, you remember how you came on here and you were like immediately before we even got into a conversation started whining about people cutting people off and having a conversation? You won't let me finish a sentence.
You're right. I'm sorry. No, what I'm saying is if you don't want to advance the conversation because you want to keep bringing up this code, then just read the code.
You done?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So the 5 things that you can seek asylum are your race, persecution in your home country based off of race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. Those are the 5 reasons why you can seek asylum in the United States, right? When you go to seek asylum in the United States, you have to convince a Border Patrol agent that you have enough evidence in order to propagate that. Then you're given a court date in that court date allows you to have to prove that in court, which at that point, a very small minority of people are able to actually prove it in court, right? And the whole thing is actually quite subjective. What Kamala Harris's policy actually would have done would actually have shored up that language. So less people that were actually coming here to seek asylum would actually have gotten to the country, but Donald Trump stopped that. But the actual first sentence of 8 U.S. Code 1158 says that any person that is in the United States, it's physically in the United States, so has both feet in the United States or interdicted in U.S. waters, can seek asylum regardless of country of origin. So this whole thing about first country does not exist within the U.S. law. It does not exist within international law. It is a completely made up thing. Okay, that people on the right have somehow made up in order to justify, oh, you have to go to your first country. It doesn't exist. It's not real. Okay, because asylum is a
So
legal
what was the-
thing,
okay.
and so it's important that when we talk about legal things, okay, laws, asylum is a law. We talk about the law, not about feelings. Okay.
Okay, was remaining in Mexico a legal thing?
It was until the Constitution said it wasn't,
What?
or to the Supreme Court said it wasn't.
No, it was until Biden said it wasn't.
No, the Supreme Court ruled
Biden
against
ended
the.
the remain in Mexico policy.
No, the Supreme
No,
Court
Biden ended that.
No, the Supreme Court ended that. Yeah.
Okay, so what was the percentage of people who are let into the country, right, and given said court date that you talked about?
39%.
What's the percentage of them that? What's the percentage of them that actually go to that court date?
Oh, less than that go to it, or that get granted asylum.
No, that go to it.
Oh yeah, if the people that go to it, it's about if you don't have a lawyer, it's around like 91%, and if you do have a lawyer, it's like 96, 97.
91 don't go.
No, go. Yeah.
No, come on.
That wasn't
like,
that wasn't me asking
where
your
are you getting these
that wasn't asking your opinion, sir. That wasn't. Yeah,
Where are you getting these statistics from?
Where are you getting your statistics from, sir? I can pull that up in 2 seconds.
Okay, pull it. Where are you pulling that from?
Sir, where are you getting yours from? You just said mine was bullshit. Where are you pulling yours from? What percent of people that seek asylum go to their court dates? That's just the quick American Immigration Council says that with the vast majority of asylum seekers in the U.S. attend their court date hearings, with studies showing attendance rates often exceeding 95%.
Really?
Yep. American Immigration Council.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So they do know then how many people are here seeking asylum.
Yeah.
Okay. And the vast majority.
How could you give someone a court date and not know that they're here?
Question. Okay, but
no, I just out of curiosity. You said so they do know. I'm just curious. How could you give someone a court date, process someone, give them a background check, release them in the United States with a court date and not know? How could you not know?
Because you said earlier, you said we don't know how many people are here.
We don't know how many people that are
came across the border seeking
undocumented
asylum.
are here. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Asylum seekers aren't undocumented.
Okay. So now, what is the percentage of them that get rejected of their asylum?
Oh, it's over 80%.
Mm-hmm. So how is it a good policy then to allow them to stay in the United States while they're seeking asylum?
Well, it's a good policy for that because of the 20% or so that actually do have valid fears, especially fears for their life or fears for persecution, right? Because if you're saying you need to stay someplace else in order to do that, then you put them in that exact danger.
Is there any other situation where because of the 20 we allow 80 to get through? Like that?
No, actually, again, sir, Kamala Harris's policy would have shored up the evidence and actually made the listen, sir, I understand. Remember, it's always the ones that whine about cutting people off when they first start the conversation that cut people off more than anyone. It is amazing. Every single time somebody comes up onto my live and is like, we're not going to be cutting people off or yelling or anything, it's always those people who are the ones cutting people off and yelling.
Okay, because all right, go ahead, talk. I mean,
I'm just saying it is amazing how it's always the people that are trying to tone police to do it.
Whining. All I did was just ask you because I came from, or I talked to some other girl who was incredibly obnoxious. But that's fine. Like, honestly, this conversation has been much better. I'm not even complaining or whining. You're the one that's kind of complaining about it. But you can go ahead, give your points about Kamala's dead on arrival bill. Go ahead.
Anyways,
are we still here? Okay.
Unfortunately, We are still here. Anyways, her policy specifically shored up freaking asylum law in the United States, which actually would have given a stronger freaking stance to what evidence was actually allowed for asylum seekers when it came to them being allowed in and given their court date, right? So therefore, the evidentiary level would have been higher. So therefore, the people that were actually let in would have been lower, and the people that were actually accepted by the court would have actually been higher. Yeah. So
you agree then that we should have allowed less people in?
Allowed less people in under asylum law?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think our asylum law is fucked. I think we did a complete rewrite on it. That's why I supported that bill.
So you want less people seeking asylum in the
Sir,
country?
it's not a matter of less people as much as we are less freaking confusion on what people are allowed in, right? Because when you leave it completely subjective, and if you actually read asylum law, right, then it leads it up to a completely subjective freaking stance from a certain like Customs and Border Protection supervisor to decide whether the evidence that they present at the border is actually enough to allow them in and give them a court date. I don't want that to be subjective. I want people at the border, right, that are analyzing asylum seekers to know definitively what is allowed in and what is not allowed in after that, right? But again, asylum is a legal process. At the end of the day, it needs to be decided by a judge, right? And so we need to have both, right? We need to give our Customs and Border Protection people better guidance on how they are to freaking execute asylum at the border, right? And we need to shore it up for judges to actually allow for, because I think that the number of people that are actually granted asylum by the court system is actually way too low. I think the amount of people that we allow in under asylum law is too high. The amount, was too high. Now we're not allowing anybody in because Donald Trump has shut down asylum seeking in the United States.
Great.
That's not good, right? But I can get back to that.
I mean, there's no countries that need.
Sir, I'm talking still. Yeah, but the amount of people that were being let in was too high, and I think the amount of people that were accepted are too low, right? We need to swap that, right? We need to make sure that the people that are coming in actually have more valid asylum claims. The people that actually get to a court date don't have such a burden of proof in order to do it. But what you're literally saying by is good is what you're saying, okay, is that people that actually do have valid asylum claims shouldn't be let in. And that's sad. You're saying that people that are in fear for their lives are being persecuted based off their race, religion, or, membership in a certain party shouldn't be let into a nation. That's sad.
No, I don't think that there's any valid asylum claims right now. I don't think that any country has a valid asylum claim to say, oh, the safest place, the only safe place I can go is the United States. That you're telling me that no, you're going to a place where you're going to have the best economic outcome. Now, that's a different story. You're not a political asylum. You're an economic asylum. Now, granted, sure.
You're making that
up. If I
up.
were in what?
You're making that up.
I'm making that up.
You're making that up. Yes.
Are you saying that economic outcome has no bearing?
What are the 5 reasons you can seek asylum in the United States, according to asylum law?
Well,
I already told them to you.
80%. Wait, you just stated that 80% of those people get rejected.
Yeah, because did you not hear everything I said about the court system and asylum after that? Where in there did I say that 80% were rejected because they're economic asylum? Where did I say that?
I listened to you talk.
Did I say that?
Okay. So
yes or no, did I say that? I'm not, no, we're not moving on. You just made a claim that I said something. You made a claim, nope. You made a claim that I said something and we're not doing this. Where in there did I say that 80% was rejected because they're economic asylum?
I never said that you said that.
Perfect. You're making a claim about economic asylum after I already gave you the 5 reasons. I gave you the 5 reasons on why people can seek asylum in the United States. Do you remember what they are?
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you remember what they were?
Once again, you stated.
No, it's fine. I'll just remind you. Okay? I'll just remind you and make it easier. Okay? The 5 reasons under U.S. asylum law that you can seek asylum are race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. None of that is economic, not a singular one. So your entire claim saying that people are just seeking economic asylum, you are not legally allowed to seek economic asylum in the United States, which means that if you go up to the Customs and Border Protection and your reason for being there is economic, they don't even give you a court date.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So once again, if you would have actually listened to anything I said, I did not say that the reason that they're giving for the asylum claim is economic. What I said is that the factual reason for them coming here, the decision-making process, if someone is in a faraway country and they say, I want to leave this country, it sucks, right? And they say, what are my options? If they decide the United States is, and it's one of the furthest countries away from them, the reason why they're choosing the United States is for the economic benefit that they would get by coming here. That there's a reason why 80% of these asylum seekers are rejected. It's because they're being determined that their asylum cases are not good. Why? Because they either could have went to a different country, or the country that they came from is not really falling under any of those 5 reasons. So now,
that's not correct.
What I'm saying, that is correct.
That is not correct.
They get rejected.
That's not, no,
What's
sir.
the reason why they get rejected?
Because the burden of
gave me
proof
the
in the
5
United
reasons.
States in order to seek asylum is insanely high. Okay, it has nothing to do with them going, oh, your country doesn't qualify. 0 people in the United States have been denied because their country didn't qualify, okay? Or because they could have gone to another country. 0 people, because that's not a reason that you can even apply. That's not a reason for your apply. But literally your entire stance right now, and just to be clear, your entire stance is, okay, is that you have read the mind of every single immigrant that has crossed over, and you know that the reason why they sought asylum here and not someplace else is economic. That's the claim you're making. Because I'd love to see a source on you being a mind reader.
So are you saying that economic benefit has nothing to do with their decision?
I'm saying that there's impossible for you to know that answer.
That the millions and millions of Mexicans and Guatemalans, Nicaraguans, all these people, and that's not even counting all the African countries, India, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, all of these people that come from absolute crap countries. You think that they made this treacherous, perilous track to get all the way to Mexico, to then cross our border, to fall into debt with cartels, and to do all this stuff? You think nothing of that had anything to do with economic benefit of coming to America?
No, sir, I'm not making that claim at all. What I'm making the claim is that you're saying that every motherfucking one of them, you are making the claim that every fucking one of them came here because of economic asylum, which is complete and utter bullshit because you could not possibly know that fucking answer. You are making it up. You are fantasizing your entire fucking thing, okay? And then projecting it on an entire group of people that are coming here legally, right? Because you just don't like brown people coming here. That's the crazy part, is you are literally making up an entire stance, right? About people coming here for economic stuff because you just don't want brown people coming here. And it's crazy. I hear all this shit, right? From you and other freaking people like you. They're like, oh, I just want them to do it legally. And then when people do it legally, you sit up on my fucking live and you complain about them doing it legally. Just to let you know. Okay, just let you know, if you're up here talking about you want people to migrate here legally, and then your entire argument is about people doing it legally, okay, you're a piece of shit. Okay? You're a piece of shit because every single person in this fucking country who's not Native American came to this country, okay, from another country, and most of that was economic. All right? The Europeans came here for fucking economic opportunity. That's why they came here. The Irish, the Italians, the fucking Polish, the British, every single one of them came here for economic opportunity. Okay? And now you think, oh, all of a sudden, Well, now that they're fucking not Europeans coming here, and now they're brown people coming here, that now it's a problem that they're seeking economic opportunity, because the only other time that we've brought brown people to this country was for the economic freaking opportunities of white people for enslavement. All right? That's the only other time we've brought brown people here. All right? So it's just sad, dude. If you want people to come here legally, then you should support legal migration. It's just that simple. Okay? Outside of that, you're just a bigot. You're a xenophobe, whatever you are.
Am I muted?
Not anymore.
Oh, I'm back on now. No, I'm back on now. Thanks, man. So this whole time that you were ranting about me not liking brown people, I'm Hispanic, dude.
I do not care. There's tons of Hispanics that don't like brown people.
I'm a bigot. What?
There's tons of Hispanics that don't like brown people. There's tons of Hispanics that are xenophobes. That means nothing to me.
I mean, I'm brown, dude. What do you mean?
I don't give a fuck if you're brown. What's that have to do with you being a xenophobe?
So that makes me a xenophobe?
Do you know what a xenophobe is?
Yeah.
What's
Someone
that?
Who's scared of foreigners. Like, why would I be scared of foreigners?
I don't know why you. Sir, maybe bad parenting.
What I don't like. No, well, my family raised me Democrat.
Okay.
I grew up in New York City.
There's tons of Democrats that are really bad parents.
You know what I love?
Yeah.
You know what
I know
love
tons
about
of
Trump and why I
Democrats that
support
raised
Trump?
really shitty
You know why
children.
I support Trump? Because Trump holds every single position that a Democrat of 2000 held. Every single position that Trump holds right now that he follows is what the Democrats would have held in 2000, 2005, 2007. Every single position. All right? It's
Gotcha.
the Democrats that went to the left. It's the Democrats that became far leftist.
Gotcha.
Right?
Can you please name one position? Can you name one position that Democrats held in 2000 that Donald Trump propagates?
Sure, they were against gay marriage. There's videos of every
Donald Trump has never said he's against gay marriage.
Obama, Hillary Clinton,
Donald
Bill
Trump has
Clinton,
never.
Joe Biden,
Donald
all of them
Trump,
are against gay
during
marriage.
both of his presidencies, neither time has he said he's against gay marriage. Try again.
Okay, great. Can I continue? Thank you.
No, you can give me an example of something that Donald Trump propagates right now that is the same as Democrats in 2007 and 2000.
Yeah, they were for limiting immigration. Like,
I have literally spent this entire time explaining to you the bill that was under Democrats that tried to limit immigration. I've literally been explaining this to you the entire fucking time that I've been explaining to you. I've literally been for the last, I don't even know how long I've been on this fucking call with you, that I've literally been explaining to you the bill that Democrats tried to pass to limit immigration. So I'll ask you again, what thing is he propagating that wasn't from 2000 that Democrats aren't still propagating? Because you're saying they moved to the left. I'll wait.
Again, 2,500 people a day does not.
That's not what I fucking asked you. Give me the thing that makes Donald Trump a Democrat from 2000. I'll wait.
Stated a few lies in your rant, so I had to correct you. 2,500 people.
All right. Last chance before I hang up the phone. I'm going to unmute you one more time, and then you can tell me the thing that makes Donald Trump a Democrat. Okay. Is it him attacking trans people, or is it him starting wars? Because 2000 Bush was starting wars. Or maybe it's just horrible economic numbers, losing jobs, because the last 9 of 10 recessions happened under Republicans. I'm just not really sure, right? Cutting taxes for the rich? That's never been a Democratic thing. I'll just wait for your answer.
Well, actually, he cut taxes for all of us, but that's fine. Well, here's another position. The Democrats were certainly into tariffs. They were cool with tariffs at that time. Certainly, Bill Clinton was cool.
Democrats are still cool with tariffs. That didn't change. Just not blanket tariffs. And no Democrat Democrat has in 2000 tried to implement blanket tariffs. We haven't done blanket tariffs since Smoot-Hawley. Which is about 100 years ago, in case you weren't aware, which I know you weren't.
Was that a terrible idea?
Yes. That doesn't change the fact that no Democrat in 2000 was for blanket tariffs.
Well, he was for blanket tariffs when he was a Democrat because
No, sir. Sorry. You might have taken that as like, hey, let's talk about tariffs now. I'm still waiting for your freaking stance of Donald Trump that equals Democrat from 2000.
All of those things.
All right. None of those things exist and none of them are real. That is something that you made up in your fucking head. Okay, because you don't understand how policy works, you don't understand how the over 10 window works, and you don't understand what a Democrat is. Like I said, sir, just because you're a Democrat doesn't make you a good parent, right? You can be a Democrat and still raise shitty children, right? All right, so don't confuse that. All right, and you can still be brown and still be a xenophobe. That doesn't change any of that. Okay.
Okay. I mean, and I guess you're proving that you can still be brown and not understand brown problems at all, because it is brown people who are most affected by immigration, especially by illegal immigration, right? Because it is black people and people like me. Well, thankfully, I have a really good job.
So not people like you.
But people like me, well, I worked hard for my job, so thank you.
Oh,
but
and other brown people didn't?
Came up. Well, other brown people, unfortunately, are getting shut out of the workplace.
Gotcha. So you're a brown person talking to a brown person that isn't affected by this, but every other brown person is.
Say that again?
So you're a brown person talking to another brown person where neither of us are affected by this, but every other brown person is.
Well, should I get a brown person who has been affected by this on the line?
Yeah, and I'll get a white person that's been affected by it too. Let's see. How about this? How about this? For every brown person you get on the line, I'll get 50 white people that are affected.
So you're making my case that people are affected by
your
immigration?
Case was that brown people are more affected than anybody else by immigration.
No, my case.
Those were the exact fucking words you just said.
Yes, they are.
Oh.
They are.
So that's fine. So you get a brown person and I'll get 50 white people for every brown person that you have.
Okay.
I'll get them lined up. They'll be in the guest box whenever.
So wait, you don't believe that that the brown people are at the bottom of the economic totem pole in this country?
I think the brown people are on the socioeconomic bottom of the totem pole. But that's different from immigrants hurt them worse.
Well, where do immigrants fall in line when they get to this country? Are they
all across the political spectrum, all across the economic spectrum?
They're getting jobs in tech and finance and law and medicine?
Some of them are, yeah.
Or are they getting jobs at the bottom of the socioeconomic
both
totem pole? No, what?
I said both.
Oh, so illegal immigrants are coming here and
you didn't say illegal immigrants. You just said immigrants.
Well, obviously, it's the illegal ones that are causing the problem.
People aren't illegal.
Ones that are getting deported.
Actually, they're not causing a problem. Actually, it's been shown that the American economy has gained a net positive of over $14 trillion over the last 50 years from undocumented immigrants. And it's actually shown that undocumented immigrants come here and not only do jobs that Americans don't want to, but also create jobs for Americans.
That's false. That's false. And it's
that's false. Should I put it back on the screen? I might still have it up. Oh, I do still have it up. That's impressive how I still have it up. Immigrants to the U.S. create more jobs than they take. A new study finds that immigrants are far more likely to found companies, both large and small, than native-born Americans. Yeah. And then it actually goes very, very deep into how undocumented immigrants actually do supplemental jobs, right? That actually help Americans get jobs. I'll give you an example. Usually you'll have like an undocumented immigrant who's the dishwasher, which helps to create jobs for American citizens who do things like bartend, right? They help create those jobs.
They're creating jobs by taking the job. Okay, great. That's great math.
They're creating jobs by taking jobs that Americans aren't doing, which creates jobs that Americans are doing.
They're not doing them because the illegals are doing them. Hello.
So you think when you go to your local Outback Steakhouse that that undocumented immigrants are all your waiters?
No, they're not all my waiters, but I'm sure they're
Oh
in the
yeah,
back
but maybe
cooking.
the dishwasher is,
I'm
maybe
sure
that
they're in the
maybe
back.
some of the cooks are, and more importantly than that, all the fruits and vegetables that are served with your meal, all the beef that comes from that, all of those different things, all of sir, I really the crashing out is sad. The beef that comes on your table for your steak, all of that stuff is from immigrants and from undocumented immigrants for the most part. So their ability to create food, right, to create food within our agricultural system and to build the building that Outback actually put in there, right, actually allows the prices to actually be cheap enough for those American workers to then go in and be your servers to hand you that, or to be your cooks that hand you that. But see, if they stop working, then all of those things become more expensive. And when all of those things become more expensive, then Americans stop going out to eat. And so therefore those jobs that Americans actually get go away, right? So that's how they help to create jobs. And that's just one instance of how they help to create jobs. I guess that maybe was a couple.
So tell me, in 1935, who built the buildings and picked the crops? Was it illegal immigrants?
I don't know who did that. I would have to look up the statistics on that.
It was Americans. Go figure. Look at that. Americans.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it was just like Irish and Italian immigrants.
No, a lot of those immigrants actually went to war for us. They went to our military. They didn't.
In 1935, we weren't at war.
We had a military, didn't we?
Yeah, a small standing one, honestly. It wasn't even that large of a standing military.
I gave a random year, but if I would have said 1940, well, guess what? We were very much closer to war at that point, weren't we?
But still not at war.
And the same thing would have applied.
And we hadn't drafted
Same thing would
yet.
have. Yeah. So once again, Americans were doing those jobs in those times, and all of those things that you're saying would happen didn't happen.
You know how those people that got here that fought in those wars were? Those people that fought in those wars, do you know how they got here? Yeah, they usually came in through like Ellis Island, and then, like they had kids and all this sort of stuff. And you know what the qualification for coming in the United States at Ellis Island was?
Please tell me.
Oh, show up on a boat and sign your name on a paper. Do you think and since you're so worried, about those types, do you think we should change our immigration system, sir? Sir, do you think we should change our immigration system to the same way all of those migrants came in, where you just show up at the border and sign your name on a paper and maybe get tested for, whatever disease you might have gotten on the boat? Because if that's what you think, if you think that we should do immigration like we did for all of those people, then, I mean, I guess we can talk.
Well, once again, if we go back to what those people had to do, yeah, they got off the boat, and what did they immediately get have done to them? They were passed a rifle, they were injected with a shot, and they were put into our military.
Not even near true.
Fight. Oh my gosh.
Sir, you said 1935. We weren't even at fucking war.
Yes.
How are you're telling me that people got off a fucking boat, signed their name, got handed a rifle, sent to a war that we weren't fucking fighting?
No, sent to our military to serve our country. I didn't even say war.
No, sir. People were just allowed in the country. They weren't sent to the fucking military, sir. The draft was not going on. Nobody was being sent to the fucking military.
Was going on. Everyone
in 1935, the draft was going on.
Okay, so let's say 1920. How about that year?
Oh my God, this dude's
because mass immigration. Well, mass immigration was happening in 1920, wasn't it? Was it?
We're closer to a draft right now than they were in 1935. Holy shit.
You're still talking
Holy
about 1935.
Fuck, dude.
That was a very arbitrary number that I threw out there. My Lord. And again, we went.
Oh, I'm sorry. You threw out the number, and then you don't like the year of the number that you threw out. So maybe you can find a year that maybe better fits your narrative?
No, because you're not understanding the point that's being made. Because these people that came in at that time were made to assimilate into American culture. They didn't come waving their flags. They didn't come
not true at all.
Teaching their religion.
Not true at all.
It is true.
It's absolutely unequivocally not true whatsoever. And I'm gonna fucking mute you because I'm tired of hearing your fucking voice. It wasn't true at all. Actually, there was signs and freaking, you would see it. You can actually look up old pictures of it where you can see signs. It's like no Italians and no blacks or no Polish or no, they did not assimilate. They actually created their own little pockets in American society, which are completely shunned by other white people because white didn't exist yet. And it became more about your genealogy and the people that you came across. That's why you still see right now, you still see Little Italy, right? You still see, like different little boroughs in there. You see places like New York that have like a huge Italian for everything. That didn't happen until decades and decades and decades and decades later, right? Give us your tired, give us your weak. That's what it was about. Okay, it was about immigration. It wasn't till a bunch of fucking white nationalists, fucking xenophobes like Stephen Miller get in our government that convinced brown Latinos like you to be afraid of brown Latinos like you. It's the saddest fucking thing that I've ever heard in my entire life, to listen to a bunch of fucking white nationalists, right? White nationalists who couldn't give a fuck if you fucking died tomorrow, right? And you spreading their propaganda all the way across the internet, dude. If you were on fire, the people in our White House wouldn't piss on you to fucking put it out. And you're spreading their white nationalist fucking talking points. This is the saddest fucking thing, dude. It is the saddest fucking thing to listen to pathetic fucking excuses for men like you fucking sit up here and propagate this horseshit. And you know what else I'm going to say about this, sir?
This is so rough. Man, you're really hurting my feelings, man. You over here telling me that
Sir, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm trying to get you to fucking think something that I wish you had done prior to now, and then we wouldn't be having this conversation. Okay? If you had decided to use what little fucking, like, the last few brain cells in your head to actually think about the shit that you're fucking saying, you would know that literally the verbiage that you're fucking using is the thing that white people in this country have used to keep brown people down for the entire existence of this country. And you think you're jumping to that side like they're gonna fucking save your ass. They're fucking not. They will kick your ass to the curb just along with everybody else. Don't think that because you stand up for them that they're gonna start giving a shit about you, because they fucking don't. Okay? They fucking don't. No matter how bad you suck up to fucking these white nationalists, they do not give a fucking shit about you, bro. They don't. So you can give it up, bro. Because you ain't gonna get shit from over here.
And the Democrats,
you have a good night, okay?
Do they care? They love
I don't care. Fuck off. Holy shit, dude. Latinos, where you at? Come get your folk. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Tara, thank you so much for the gold mine. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Sir, it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm all fucking amped up right now. Big thumbs in chat for Tara. Holy shit. Dude, fucking people out there fucking think for some fucking like reason, like, oh, if I fucking if I'm Latino and I tell them that I don't want all the Latinos here, then I'll be saved. They won't send me to the concentration camps. They don't give a fuck about you, bro. They don't give a shit about you, bro. Holy shit. Scott, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate that. FFT, thank you so much. Said caller spouts alt facts and drinks Trump Kool-Aid. 100%. Totally does. Just a W Polly and fuck all the haters. I appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you so much. Dark City said this caller, like all MAGAs, are insane cultists. Absolutely. Taz at 315 isn't a lot on a bench to brag about. Yeah, it's really not. That was from the last caller, but it's really not. Like, I'm pretty sure I could lift it. I'm just afraid that if I miss, my shoulder will give out. And I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that chance. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate that. Ari, he definitely called you. He was complaining about a very mean woman he talked about prior. Eric, thank you so much for the $5. Said, "Oh, sorry, you have to deal with that with stupid people like that." And well, I kind of signed up for it, I guess. Scott said to type placenta something, or Ari said that. Sorry, Ari. Thank you, Scott. Ari said to type placenta something. If he said Trump Kool-Aid tends to burn through brain cells, is that what it is? It's the hate, isn't it? The hate gets you after a while. All right, y'all. Natalie, Kathy, Kev, Indefinite. Thank you guys so much for the jewel. Oh, Sophia, Radio, Cosmic, Zoe. Thank you guys so much for the jewels. And thanks everybody who supported the live tonight. I really, really appreciate you guys. I am going to get off for the night. I don't know if I'll be on before Sunday. We'll see. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for clearing the gift gallery. Thank you guys so much for doing that. I really, really appreciate you guys. All right. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful night. I will see you guys either Sunday or maybe before that. I'll put it in my Discord. Join the Discord. I'll see you guys later, all right? Love you guys. Smoochies. Bye.